It's not fair. It's not fair.
Good evening, everybody.
I just found the keys to the city. The beats are big and the lights are pretty. So why can't we get to the busy where the dreams are in the sky? You got me high, you got me high on wonders and why. You got me high, you got me high. I think I might die. I'm face to face with a mirror. I've never felt so one with another. So why can't it all be clearer? Don't you see the sign? It's not fair. Let me put my fingers through your hair. It's not fair. It's not fair. I'm not full without you there. But there you are. La 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 la. Wish you all the star. Fa la 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 la. Wish we could go far. I just close my eyes, just close my eyes. There you are, just close my eyes, just close my eyes. I just found the keys to the city. The beats are big and the lights are pretty. So why can't we get to the busy where the dreams are in the sky? You got me high on wonders and why. You got me high, I think I might die. I'm face to face with a mirror. I've never felt so one with another. So why can't it all be clearer? Don't you see the sign? It's not fair. Let me put my fingers through your hair. It's not fair. It's not fair. I'm not full without you there. But there you are. La 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 la. Wish you all the star. Fa la 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 la. Wish we could go far. I just close my eyes, just close my eyes. There you are, just close my eyes, just close my eyes. There you are. I'm face to face with a mirror. I've never felt so one with another. So why can't it all be clear? Don't you see the sign? It's not fair. Let me put my fingers through your hair. It's not fair. It's not fair. I'm not full without you there. But there you are. La 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 la. Wish you all the star. Fa la 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 la. Wish we could go far. I just close my eyes, just close my eyes. There you are, just close my eyes, just close my eyes.
And hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Delicious, Malicious Morning Nonsense. Hello, everyone. Hello, Best Chat. Welcome, Best Chat. And had some already with the technical difficulties. I don't think we're going to have one show without some. uh, oh, it sounds fantastic. Anyway, Chat. Anyway. So, I had some technical difficulties before we started. I entered the room and there were two of me for some reason. And there was an echo and everything. I don't know what was going on, so I had to it required a restart. It seemed, and then I figured out it didn't actually require a restart. It was just another microphone had entered the room somehow. I guess when I did before I changed it. Anyway, that's why it was a little bit late coming in because the restart takes about 10 minutes or so, and then I don't know. I guess Pogo wouldn't load, so took a while there. At least it has some nice, calming, soothing bisexual lighting to guide you through this harsh time. Let's see here. When's it Tanya? It only took you 15 minutes. Congratulations. Yeah, only took 15 minutes. That's great. That's a new record, right? So good morning, everyone. This is good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Tuesday. You made it through. You survived Monday. If you're here, you survived Monday. So congratulations on that one. Hello, Alex Arch Lobo. Hello, Burf. Hello, Sushi Guy. The best chat. Yes, best chat. Thank you, best chat. Hello, the Sushi Guy. Hello, Johan. Hello, Semantic Dragon. Hello, Dr. Crow. Hello, Dolomatigas. Hello, 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 Blue. Welcome, welcome. It's like that type of behavior that got him kicked out of heaven. It is actually. Marking 3D. Bisexual lights. Yes, Marking 3D. I have the bisexual lights here to help you through the harsh time without any music. So hopefully it worked. Barry Bend, he's here. Yes, I'm here, everyone. Tristan Reinhardt, and now it begins. It absolutely does. Here's where the fun begins. Let's see, Zofrats, hello, Zofrats. I like the silent treatment LD is giving us. Don't worry, it ended. The silent treatment has passed. Nexus 906, hello, morning legionaries. Well, good morning, Nexus 906, and good morning to all the Lit Legion. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone, and hello, Literature Devil. Welcome, welcome to the chat. John Reddick, bonjour. Well, hello to you, John Reddick. Hello, hello. Aller Master DX. Hello, Aller Master DX. Hello, Leo Saunders. Hello, hello. All right, everyone. Let's see, Matthew Jim Nimnaw. It's okay. It's okay. We still love you. That's fantastic. Fantastic. Hello, Drake the Duelist. Hello, Drake the Duelist. They say that in hell, the only ISP is Comcast. It's true. It's true for the demons. The devils are supposed to be getting better internet soon, hopefully. Right 214. Morning, everyone. Hello, right 214. Hello, hello. Vason Kasai. Remember, kids, if you're not nice, you get the same internet service as LitDev. Yeah, so say your prayers and stuff. Yeah, or else you have the same internet speed. Let's see here. Lee Monger Bear. Morning, LD. Hello, Lee Monger Bear. Hello, Cygnus 5. Hail D. Hail chat. Well, hail Cygnus 5. Cygnus 5. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see. Addis. Dang, I missed the old music. I can switch it up. No problem. I just picked the first one on my list. I see Asian Orange. So tragic. Lit ran out of woke videos. Not yet. There are plenty more. There are heaps and heaps of woke videos. So don't worry. Still plenty. Still plenty. See, Mayhem Ivory. Greetings, best chat. Greetings, copyright devil. Yeah. Yesterday's stream was taken down by the Jordan Peterson man, I guess, for copyright issues. But it was false because I said that it was being used for commentary and critique, and it was overturned. It's back up. I put it on the Morning Nonsense playlist, so if you want to go check it out, it ends abruptly, but it's there now. It hasn't been deleted from YouTube anymore. That's what it was. That's what happened before. Deleted from YouTube. Let's see here. So Chuck Chrysler, greetings LD. Well, hello Chuck, and good luck to you, Chuck. All right, Barry Bend. Doesn't that mean Shiny has Comcast? Worse. It's like a dial-up down there, I think. Anyway, Ken Kaneki, morning LD in chat. Well, good morning, Ken Kaneki. NT Freeman. Good morning, everyone. Well, good morning, NT Freeman. Hello, hello, hello. All right. Well, we have some guests in the back room already. Isn't that just fantastic? So, let's try this. Let's see who it is.
This is where the fun begins.
Hello, Sean.
Apparently, I have dial-up, and it's still better internet than you have.
Yeah, strange how that works. I don't know what's going on. That's why I have to get with the technicians. We have lots of technicians here in hell, lots of them. I think they're all here actually.
All the technicians.
We have all the technicians, and unfortunately for us, we have all the lawyers. So take that, heaven.
You've ruined Star Wars.
Also, we have another guest. So
the hero has to be a monster, but a controlled monster. Batman is like that.
Hello, Agent
Hello, everyone. Thank you for updating the intro for me.
No problem at all.
I'm still dreaming of a Batman Peterson. Bat Peterson. That's what we need.
Clean your room.
It's the hero we.
It's funny. I showed an old friend of
but not all
mine
we
that
deserve.
clip. I showed an old friend of mine that clip, and he said, "I love the way Peterson says Batman as it zooms in on Batman." And I said, "You know, the funniest thing about that is I didn't even do that. It was just by chance that occurred, and then I just went back and made it frame perfect because I liked it." He said, "I think that's an example of the universe just falling around you, like just modifying itself to just be meaningful." I was like, "Yeah, yeah."
You know, I have a question. Have we ever seen Peterson and Batman in the same room?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen it in the same room. I think
And
it's.
he was getting what $100,000 a month, just from Patreon. So that affords you a lot of things. Like maybe he has a Peterson mobile.
And another.
Oh, I thought you were going to
And
say
another
something
thing-
else there. Thank
But
you.
another interesting thing is, I've never seen Maggie Mae Fish and Hitler in the same room together either.
Curious coincidence?
Yeah,
I think not.
yeah. I don't know about that. I don't know
think-
about that. Now,
And
I
think she applies.
noticed-
I think she applies makeup the same way Hitler did too.
the fuck out of here. And another thing is, I noticed a few people in the chat are missing some of the old music. Devil, if you could just share my screen for me, I have a little treat for the
Here
audience.
we go.
You know, back when I was in the academy, we would follow every toast with a song.
New remake.
Just figured I would brighten everyone's morning a little bit.
Very good cuts of the show.
Yeah, this is my favorite version of it because it has the cuts. It has scenes from the show.
Cheer up, my lads, come cheer up, my lads. 'Tis better to have loved and lost. 'Tis better to have loved and lost. Captain John Picard and never to have loved. And all the Federation
Fellowship.
come cheer up, my lads, come cheer up, my lads.
I'm pretty sure that's not even the real Picard. I think that was a doppelganger of Picard.
Captain John Picard, 1732147632446
I secretly wish I could memorize this specific part.
Oh yeah, the code. The very long data.
Lock.
I wonder if anyone has ever used that code for something or tried to. Anyway.
Longing still for that which longer nurses.
What's your password for your Gmail account? Like 117.
To a summer's day when I have plucked the rose.
No problem, Dr. Crow. It's my pleasure.
In faith, I do not love thee.
Double Intro Tuesday,
Shall
yes.
I compare thee to
Double
a
Intro
summer's day?
Tuesday.
Tis better
Yes,
to
after
have loved
this, we have another guest in the back room. Welcome, Stephen Crowder.
than never to have loved at all.
Come cheer up, my lads. Come cheer up, my lads. 'Tis better to have loved than lost.
I'm just kind of jamming out here.
No one had a chance to interrupt. It was like an incredibly unbroken sentence moving from topic to topic. No one had a chance to interrupt.
Oh, look, Alpha approved. No, you know it's good.
Alpha approved. That was an interesting twist.
Hmm.
Always remember, chat, it is better to have loved and lost. Never forget that, chat.
And we're still up, so we haven't been taken
Yes,
down by
we
copyright,
are.
the copyright gods.
Yes,
So
we are.
that's good news. we're doing better than yesterday so far.
Mm-hmm.
See, Mr. Jim Nimnom, Crowder introduced Peter Pogo. Yeah, I found him a long time ago with his very first song with the Alice remix. Yeah, it's always followed him since.
I love his Wizard of Oz remix.
Oh yeah, I think he has two. I think he has like a Yellow Brick Road one. And he has a Wizard of Meh.
Oh, there's two of them.
I think
I haven't
so.
heard the Yellow
This
Brick
is getting
Road
out of
one. I
hand.
gotta listen to it. Oh,
Anyway.
you can never get out of hand with Pogo music, especially when Picard is involved.
There was something with something light. Man Shorts video. There's a new Dungeons and Dragons edition. It's not new, but we might have gone over it before a long time ago, like a long time ago.
It looks
But
familiar.
It's Dungeons and Dragons by Man Shorts, Snowflake edition. So we might have some fun with this one. Man Shorts.
I think I know what this is. Is this the one with the
Hey guys. So is everybody
Yeah,
ready for us to go
I
on the
remember
search?
this.
Excuse
I like-
me.
I like
I'll
your shirt,
gladly watch this again.
Oxford commas. I like that one. I like that shirt. I like the Oxford comma. Anyway, so here we go. It's the Snowflake edition. Let's see what shenanigans we run into with this.
I'm sorry to stop you, but you did just say, "Hey guys."
Okay. So
Last time I checked, I'm not a guy.
I meant it colloquially. It's a pretty common expression.
Oh my god. Are you actually serious? Are you mansplaining
Oh,
right
look, the hat is perfect here. That is a soy boy hat.
Oh, I think that's a Soy Boy shirt.
It's a soy boy ensemble. A soy boy ensemble.
With the soft
Maybe
beard.
individually, I could see someone like pulling this off. Maybe like I don't know, Johnny Depp or something. But all together, it is soy boy ensemble.
Like even the beard is softer than usual.
Yeah, they really did a good job. They did a good job.
right now?
Don't be surprised. A white man gets a little power and the patriarchy takes over like a disease.
Nazi! I don't know. Can we?
The three of you were looking for two missing children. They were last seen entering the woods. Give me perception checks, please.
12 plus 3 for the likes and prayers that I put on Facebook last week.
16. And remember, I have a bonus to flee if we run into anyone with a differing opinion.
20, and I ready an action.
Okay, Shawnee. So next session, you have a bonus to flee if you run into a droid with a different opinion. Okay. It's very spot on so far. Very spot on. It's the DJ and Voices. Oh no, did Soy Boys ruin Fedoras too? Well, I mean, I thought they were kind of ruined by neckbeards, weren't they? I thought that was like the whole meme and everything. So I think that maybe he just slid over. It was kind of like I don't know, a horizontal move rather than a downward vertical one. Space Junk, a bit off topic, but are you planning to get more guests on the show? Is inviting Red and Blue still an option, or has the ship sailed? No, if they want to come on, they certainly can. I mean, they certainly can. I just don't think they want to come on with me.
Who's Red and Blue?
They're from.
I know who Blue is, but
Overly
who's Red?
Sarcastic Opinions, I think. Overly Sarcastic Productions or Overly Sarcastic Opinion. One of those things. One of those.
Oh, I
Overly
see.
Sarcastic something. But yeah, they approve of toppling, of the statue toppling. I was like, well, maybe they might not want to come on with me. So yeah. Well, if they want to come on, they're absolutely welcome to. I'm pretty sure we'll have a very good conversation because, as I said before, I don't care if you disagree with me on things. It's just, I mean, you know, it sparks discussion. So if they are willing to come on, I'm more than willing to let them come on if they want to. If they want to. Let's see. So, but I think we're going to have more guests in the future. I think, and if anyone saw my first edition podcast, first edition stream a long time ago, where I had Matthew Kadish on. Also, he has his own podcast. I think we might have him on in the future. Very interesting fellow. Very interesting. He has a very good insight into Hollywood. So there we go. Very good stuff. Very good stuff. Anyway.
To say, blessed be the fruit to the first woman I see.
Noted. About 100 feet in front of you, you all notice what appears to be a backpack, and it looks as if it's been ripped to shreds by an animal.
By the way, do we know what the children look like?
Yes. It's a 10-year-old girl and an 8-year-old boy.
Races. Wait, let me guess. They're all white.
Yeah, but I mean that's not really that relevant. They're missing children, so maybe we can.
The DM is always a straight man, so so they're saying, "What races are they? I bet they're all white." He's like, "Yeah, that's not relevant." Thank you, DM. Thank you very much.
I mean, if you would like to equalize missing children?
Yeah.
Maybe you need some work. You need to check yourself out a little bit.
Some missing children not worth? Usually, missing children are they have different worth because of economic status, not because of race, really. Like if they're a rich kid, if they're like a rich man's child, they get more emphasis, they get more attention than like a poor person going missing. It's just what happens, and not really due to race. It's more due to economic background. Unfortunately, I mean, it's it shouldn't be that way, but unfortunately, that's more or less how it is. Not really if they're what race they are. But that's exactly what we always say when we're critiquing someone who's like complaining about a movie. These guys are just a bunch of white men. Like, how is race relevant here? It's not really. You're making it relevant, and you're attaching motives on the directors and the writers because of race when they probably had no idea or no intention of that at all.
Oh, so you're just going to make them white? Why can't they be children of color? Or the physically challenged?
Yeah, like what if the little boy was in a wheelchair?
Okay, well, they went on a hike in the woods, so.
Oh, so you're saying the physically challenged are incapable of hiking through the woods?
It's just unlikely.
Yeah.
Look, I don't
just
know why
unlikely,
I'm
yeah.
defending myself. Okay, I'm the DM.
He's
But if it
fucking
makes you
God.
so
Don't
happy and it matters so much, the little girl is a Syrian refugee, and the little boy is a Mexican immigrant with a learning disability.
There's no reason to be sassy. You can just do the right thing.
Roll dexterity checks.
You know what? Rocks fall, you all die.
Also, like, wouldn't these like not be in the real world, so they couldn't be? Never mind. Just putting too much thought into it.
It's Snowflake Edition. Snowflake Edition.
16.
20.
8.
Okay, Waylon, you feel a heavy scratch on the back of your head, and you're knocked to the ground. Lance and Sarah, both of you are able to react fast enough to jump back and see that a large bear has stepped out of the trees behind you. He looks pissed.
Oh, that was a pretty bold move, don't you think?
And see, our Master DX says, "What if the children of Orc?" Well, obviously they wouldn't matter then, right? I mean, they're kind of worthless then, right?
Well, that's okay. We don't all think that.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Oh my goodness, it's okay. We don't all think it like that. What?
How dare you?
How dare you? I forgot to get that.
I want you to get that clip.
I forgot. Someone else has it. I know. I think Yellow Flash has it. But
How dare you?
Yellow Flash loves that clip. I don't have it yet. I forgot to get it.
There's a
You
couple.
can always
There's a
ask him,
couple.
like, hey, hand over your clip.
Nice clip you have there. A little sexist, don't you think?
Maybe you should hand it over.
So you just...
Maybe we should just hand it over. We can desexistify it for you. See, Drake the Duelist. I don't mind OSP. It's productions. Yeah, it's productions. Okay, so that's it. It was over the Stochastic Productions.
Oh, the true star just said something. Is it a black bear? Oh no. Oh no.
You know what? They might actually go into that. I don't know. I don't mind OSP having misgivings about Lovecraft's legendary misanthropy. Yeah, they're very left, so they harp on him for being racist and stuff. It's really more classist, but yeah. I mean,
It just makes me want to read Lovecraft more.
Yeah, I don't care about that. He did excellent works. There's a reason why we use him so much, because it's fantastic. I do mind that they lie about his work to make him sound more racist. Yeah, that's not that great of a thing to do.
Yeah,
that's more of a cancel culture thing. But as far as I've seen, they're not really that political.
I mean, hey, he's resting easy. It's not like
Yeah.
he has to worry about it. It's more our problem. That's the good thing.
He has all the people who hate him playing around in his sandbox regardless. So he's, to me, he's winning. You know, he's still winning. They can't make $1 without his ideas, apparently. So to me, that's a win. If they hated me, and which they probably do, and they still have to use my ideas to make money, then I would consider that a win. I would consider that a win.
I consider this an absolute win.
An absolute win. Absolute win. Let's see, poet Scotty. I need to write an orc story. Certainly do. That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. There is actually a pretty good orc story. I think it's an ogre story that I found. That was actually pretty interesting. And if you want to, we can go over it. We can listen to it and see what you think about it. It's pretty. It's like a story about like an ogre or an orc who finds or like a, you know how they're supposed to be evil, where he finds like a good sword, like a alignment good sword, and the sword kind of takes him over. Doesn't take him over, but like, you know, it won't work unless they agree on stuff. So he's like, okay, you're tougher, so I listen to you. It's pretty interesting. Anyway, back to the snowflakes.
Decided that I'd be the one that got attacked by the bear.
Well, you failed the save, so...
Are we just supposed to think that it's a total coincidence that the only one of us that got attacked is a minority?
What? Oh, because he's a Jew? What? He's a Jew. That's not a bad word, you know.
Waylon, are you okay?
You know, if I were a violent person,
Oh, they do that all the time too. You say an opinion that's maybe a little bit heated, and then you go, "Are you okay? Maybe you should get some help or something like that." Are you okay? Maybe you're unhinged. You're having a live meltdown. Is it one service to Tanya? So is it the ogre story or orc story? I swear to God, if your racist mouth says that they look the same to you, they do. They look the same. No, I'm just kidding. Ogres are obviously larger and uglier and dumber than orcs are. So you know.
Oof.
They don't look the same. They don't.
The opinions of Literature Devil are not reflect the opinions of the Shiny and Clip show. We have taken steps to deal with Literature Devil behind the scenes. He will be indeed losing his job.
We'll be looking for another Hispanic person to replace him.
We're looking for another Hispanic devil to replace Literature Devil. If there are any out there who would be interested in the position.
What about it's kind of like that opening of the Holy Grails? Like they had been sacked. People who did the sacking before have now been sacked, and people who sacked the people before who did the sacking have now been sacked. It's like that. It just goes down the line.
which I am not. I would stab you in the heart. I would spit on your dead body.
That's a pretty graphic description from someone who isn't.
Do that also. They have this opinion where like, if I wasn't a good person, like if I wasn't such a good, awesome, wonderful person, I would wring your neck, stab your throat, stab you to death, play around with your blood. They turned to Patrick Bateman. It turned to Patrick Bateman. Like that's what happens if they weren't such a quote unquote good person. They would just stab you to death. They call you ugly, stab you to death.
So anyway, I started stabbing. Wait, what?
So anyway, I started blasting. That's exactly what they would do, apparently. According to them, it's exactly what they would do. They would start blasting you if they weren't such a quote-unquote good person.
Violent.
Don't let him get you down, Waylon. Sticks and stones can break your bones, but words can never hurt you.
You started this session with being upset about words. And you know what? I'm not going to get angry. We're just going to move the story right along, okay? Everybody roll initiatives. Waylon, you roll with disadvantage.
Whatever you say, Nazi. 7.
10.
17.
That's what I did. That's what they do a lot, and I did it on Twitter. And they said, "No," I said something like, "You know who else hated America? Hitler." And someone said, "No, America's evil." I said, "Okay, whatever you say, Hitler." And they got mad. That's what they do. That's how ridiculous it is. It's call everyone a Nazi and you know, people just see that as ridiculous. After a while.
The low-hanging fruit is just ripe for the picking sometimes.
But that's what we do when we played Secret Hitler, because the joke is that someone is Hitler, so we have to find out who it is. We don't know who it is, so every time someone said something, I said, that's what a Hitler. The interesting thing you just said.
That's what Hitler would say.
Hitler, yeah. To throw down, and especially works when you're Hitler, and you don't want anyone to know.
You know, I would have thought that you would know Hitler. Surely he's down there in hell with you.
Oh yeah, we have beers on the weekend. You know that Hitler, he's from Germany, and he can make a mean beer.
See?
Yeah, and I'm sure that a lot of your friends are black too.
What is wrong? What is your problem?
Trump.
Also, he voted for Obama. So, Anyway.
17.
Waylon goes first. See?
Yeah, and I'm sure that a lot of your friends are black too.
What is wrong? What is your problem?
Trump.
What? What does Trump have to do?
Trump. He probably had.
Remember those seagulls from Finding Nemo? Like mine. Those seagulls. It's replaced the word mine with the word Trump.
With Trump.
Basically, you just have like the weirdo SJW people. Trump. It's exactly what it seems like now. It's kind of led me to that thought. Trump.
Had something to do with it. I mean, they're not natural-born citizens, so he'll probably put them in Guantanamo Bay or something.
Guantanamo. This doesn't have anything to do with the president or politics.
It's so
at
true.
all.
It's so
It's about missing
true.
children. Also, you're being attacked by a bear right now, so maybe you should focus on that.
Look, I don't know what to tell you. Trump created this climate of violence and hate.
Yeah, that's probably true, but you're just fueling the fire. I get it. He's a garbage person, okay? But not everything that happens is his fault.
Oh my God, you're a Trump fan?
Oh, that's so perfect. Yeah, you know how many people have told me that they said, maybe not everything is Trump's fault. And then they said they don't even like Trump, but they're reasonable, so they say no.
No, it's true. It's true. Even people that don't like him, they're like, "Oh,
Yeah, they
you're
usually
a
don't like
Trump
but
sympathizer."
they're also reasonable, so they say, okay, maybe not. Trump is evil. Okay, whatever. But not everything is his fault. And they go, and the people they're talking to will go,
funny,
oh my
there's
goodness,
actually
you're a
a-
Trump supporter.
What was his name? There was a CNN person that used to go on CNN. They don't have him on anymore because it was funny. He was the person I hated the most. And then he actually came out against the liberals and said they're going too far with their hatred for Trump. He was like, I'll admit that he's doing a good job. My jaw dropped. I couldn't believe it.
And then now
It was this. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name. He's this black dude that wears glasses.
I
And
mean,
he used to always be on CNN.
You can even hate Trump. You can think he's doing a terrible job, and then you can just.
I'm gonna
be
see if I
reasonable.
can find his name.
If you can be reasonable and say, you know what, not all the problems in the world are his fault, and then suddenly you're a Trump supporter. You didn't want this. You didn't ask for this, but here you are.
Well, I guess I should have known. I mean, the misogyny and rape.
It's Dungeons and Dragons, and I voted for Gary Johnson.
Traitor.
You know what? We're gonna stop. I'm
Yeah,
not even
traitor.
having fun anymore. We're not even playing D&D. The campaign has gone completely off the rails. By the way, while you want to talk about politics and social issues, the children that you were attempting to find have been eaten by the bear.
Oh, that's perfect. What a perfect ending to this. So while you were busy being offended for other people, the actual thing you're trying to accomplish, it's gone now because they're all dead.
The people
Congratulations.
you were offended for were killed by a bear.
Yeah, you're busy getting offended while nothing was accomplished.
Yep.
What an apt and an accurate little presentation here.
So you guys
Yeah.
don't care about that. Just want to talk about who vote. You know what? We're not going to do this. We're going to stop right now before it gets too heated. And when you guys are ready to stop being political and being all upset for no reason, when we're trying to play a game, you just contact me. You let me know.
Do you guys want to go to my house?
Yeah, and can we stop by Whole Foods?
I'm down,
Whole Foods.
as long as it's a safe space.
It's TNT.
As long as it's a safe space.
I wish I could remember that guy's name, but that's okay. It's no big deal.
Okay, chat. So I'll ask the chat this. I'll ask the best chat this. So do you want to go over that? Do you want to watch that little story about I think it's an ogre. I think it's a story about an ogre, but the thumbnail picture has an orc in it, so that's why it's confusing. So it's a story about an ogre who's like an evil ogre guy who finds a good aligned weapon, and they kind of clash. It's pretty interesting. So you want to do that, or you want to go on with more nonsense? Because we have plenty of more nonsense to go through.
Just can't get away from ogres right now. I was up all night last night watching a friend of mine play Resident Evil 3, the remake, and he neglected to inform me that he replaced Nemesis with Shrek. It was hilarious. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding. What is this? So yeah, that was pretty funny.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Let's see here. So, let's see here. Sure. Okay. So sure. Why not? Alex Star H. Lewis. Sure. Why not? Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. And I just noticed Oxford Commerce Matters. Yeah, that's why I like the shirt. That's why I like the shirt. Let's see here. Semantic Dragon. We need to share more posts about these these
Travesties.
transvestite. The travesties on social media. But hey, didn't get out and vote. Yeah. Because apparently voting does nothing. Let's see here. Okay, I think we'll go ahead and move on with the nonsense. Move on with the nonsense. That's all right. We have plenty of nonsense, and Batman related nonsense too. At that, so.
Oh no! Don't get me started.
Jim Gordon is going down the drain. At DC Universe, original Harley Quinn turned Commissioner Gordon into a human trash fire.
Yeah, that's what they did. And you know what? Funny enough, he's the character I wanted to watch more in that entire show. I wanted to watch more of him and Batman than I did want to watch Harley Quinn.
Well, that's kind of what happens. I mean, Harley Quinn isn't that interesting of a character in and of herself, without the tragedy of
what's
Joker.
funny is that throughout that entire show, I cared more about Kite Man and Ivy than I did about Harley Quinn. Like in a show called Harley Quinn, I wanted to see more of this Batman, a more comedic take of Batman. It was kind of like if you watched what's it called? There was a Batman TV show.
Is it Brave and the Bold?
Brave and the Bold, that was it. It was kind of like watching Brave and the Bold, but it's like it's more cartoony. It's taking the piss out of itself, but it's kind of more adult than Brave and the Bold for obvious reasons. I kind of want to see that. No, it's not edgy, but it's like some of the jokes they can make are, like they have a joke where it's like, Robin is talking about a nemesis, and it's kind of like an allegory for sex. Kind of like, and then at the end, like Robin says to Batman, it's like, so when can I start having sex? And Batman just awkwardly looks at, I think I see the bat signal, and he pulls his gun out and flies away.
I think I know that one thing I know about the show is they made Constantine a bottom. They gave him like an ex who was a shark, and then he was the bottom in that. He was the yeah. I think is a shark a woman or is the shark a man? I forgot.
No, the shark's a man. There is a female shark though.
Okay, so I think maybe they made him gay. I don't know, but they made him they made the shark one of the sharks an ex.
No, the sharks. That is married to another shark through forced marriage.
That's what they think that would happen was that Constantine said, "Oh yeah, that shark is an ex of his." And that's one thing that kind of I think that's what got one of the things that got Yellow Flash angry. Yellow Flash liked that show until they did that whole skit where they're demonizing the people who wanted the Snyder cut, and the
show has always had a problem with like just not being able to keep politics out of it. So in that, it was very obvious in the beginning of the first season, like some of the shots they would make, but then they kind of laid back on it because they originally had a very strong message of, men keeping women down, and because they tried to make an allegory of like saying, okay, so they openly said in the show, if you're a female superhero, you get sent to the Phantom Zone. Where if you're a male superhero, you get just put into Arkham. It's like, wait, what? Harley Quinn? What? That doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense
it's
at all.
Like it was talking about, like, if a female superhero gets too high, then they get knocked down by the heroes. Like the heroes are the patriarch keeping them down.
Win. That never happened. It's never happened.
It's making a whole thing of. So there's this lady who can make. Thing come out of a book. I've forgotten what her name is now. She can make things appear, and she threatened the entire world. And she got put into a book by Satana as punishment. And then that's like, okay, so a woman put you into a book, and that's the patriarchy, right?
Yep, that's definitely the patriarchy. If you get put inside of a book, that's the patriarchy somehow. Sketch Therapy, thank you much too. Welcome, Sketch Therapy. Good morning, panel. Good to see you all. Good morning, Sketch Therapy. Good to see you in the chat. Hello, Beth702. These gaming companies are bent on dissatisfying us big dumb fanboys. Yeah, they need to make that course correction. Okay, they need a
course correction to appeal to big dumb fanboys.
Well, another thing that kind of annoyed me. So throughout the entire show, it's been setting up Harley Quinn. It's been setting up Poison Ivy and Kite Man, and like they have some really nice and sweet moments. And it gets to the point, but at the very end, like they, like a Kite Man and Ivy just kind of break up, and then all of a sudden Harley Quinn and Ivy get together. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah, I heard that.
You just wait, fuck.
It's kind of hinted at in the Batman the Animated Series, but it was more like you kind of get the sense because of how everyone was portrayed that Harley Quinn she's just a needy person, like she just needs someone to attach herself to. So when she didn't have the Joker, she hung out with Poison Ivy.
I don't have anything against like Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn. The problem is that they set up Ivy with this other character and then just went a full 180 just at the end. It's like, you can't do that, show.
Well, yeah, I mean that's pretty bad. It's really bad.
And it's like, oh well, I never really loved
You weren't
Kite Man.
expecting
It's
it.
like, what do you mean you never really loved Kite Man?
But you
What
weren't
about
expecting it shiny.
all these nice moments, between the two? It's like, oh well, you weren't expecting Kite Man to say hell no just at the end of it. What the fuck? No, I didn't.
It's a very expectations, therefore it was good.
I would say at least that when it came to Kite Man, like he actually, at least he ended the relationship on his terms. Like it was a bit more respectful. Ivy didn't just turn around and leave him. Like, so he actually had like balls to stand up for himself.
I mean, that was only hinted at in the animated series, Batman the Animated Series, but it was kind of like, I don't know, they were friends. They never really were lovers, really. I mean, they kind of got really close, but it was more like Harley Quinn's need to attach herself to somebody. That was basically it. And
I know what you're saying. I've seen it.
On that. Yeah, she even commented on that. She said that she wished that I think Poison Ivy liked Harley Quinn, but Harley Quinn didn't feel the same way about Poison Ivy. I think that was actually the dynamic there. Like Poison Ivy wished that she could get rid of the Joker or leave the Joker behind so they could be together, but Harley Quinn would not. Although she would.
Harley Quinn was also pretty much oblivious as well.
Yeah,
Like, so she didn't really see anything between them other than that she's needy.
Poison Ivy kind of took like a big sister role, sort of, relative to Harley Quinn. She took like a big sister role, guardian, because she would protect Harley Quinn from other things, and she would definitely try to protect her from the Joker. But it's just not going to happen. It's just she's just so attached to Joker. Because that's the tragedy of Harley Quinn. That's one of the centers of her character. It's kind of like taking away the whole.
That was the birth of the character.
Yeah, she's a Joker's girl, and the tragedy was really built up in Mad Love, where you see that even if she comes to her senses and comes to believe that being with the Joker is bad for her, that even then, okay, she will eventually go back to him. As the slightest bit of attention that he shows her, she will immediately go back to him, and that is the tragedy.
She would also assume that she's the one that needs to change if the Joker is bad for her.
Yeah, and that's the tragedy, and that's where her villainy comes from, because is a Joker kind of imprinting himself or allowing the Joker to imprint himself onto her. That's kind of what the Joker does. He turns other people into Joker. That part of him was actually expounded upon in The Dark Knight, Nolan's The Dark Knight, where he kind of influences people to become followers of his. That's one of the nature of the Joker. His
charisma.
Joker. Yeah, he's very charismatic. It can get people to turn on his.
In fact, that's kind of his superpower, isn't it?
Pretty much. Because the Joker can do that. Joker can definitely do that, and
I mean, he's so charismatic that even the reader wants to like him.
Exactly. And that's what you see in Harley Quinn. That's why she allows herself to be imprinted upon by the Joker. And that's why she's a clown. She wasn't like an obsessed with clowns in the beginning.
She's obsessed with Joker.
She's obsessed with Joker. That's it. She was a psychiatrist, and then she just fell in love with the Joker and attached herself to him. That's why she's a clown, has that clown aesthetic. That's why she became a villain, because the Joker is a villain.
Because his charisma transcended her professionalism.
Exactly. And that's her main flaw. And villains fall to villainy because of a flaw. And that's her main flaw. She's needy. She attaches herself to things. She needs something to attach herself to.
John Reddick. I hear this Punchline character is actually pretty good, though. Yeah, I haven't heard much about Punchline since her release. Was it the press that was bad, or is she really that bad?
I don't know, actually. I don't know.
Let's maybe look into that sometime this week.
I actually have that pulled up, actually.
How about that?
So, someone did a video on her.
Okay.
Let's see if I can see if I still have it up. Oh, here it is. Make sure I still have it in the roster. Yeah, we can watch that one next, actually.
Okay.
I don't know what the side they take is, or whether it's good or not, but it's just exploring Joker's new sidekick, so we can see that. So anyway, Jim Gordon is now a trash fire thanks to the show. So let's see how badly he becomes a trash fire. See how big of a fire it is. Gotham's normally valiant police commissioner James Gordon has turned into an incompetent effete and depressed alcoholic in season 1. Is he a depressed alcoholic?
Yep.
In season 2, he went nuclear. Okay. Jim Gordon, voiced by Christopher Meloni, became in CBR's words, Gotham's worst criminal. And the season finale, he went totally over the edge and did things your standard Bat family ally wouldn't dream. Interesting.
Oh yeah, he's the reason why fucking Harley Quinn and Ivy and Kite Man didn't get together.
What, did he kill Kite Man or something?
No, he basically storms in and raids their wedding, and then that's the reason why Kite Man says no. It's complicated and it doesn't make much sense.
That's not good. Matthew J. Nimno, that and her name is Harley Quinzel. However, to be honest, it's pretty terrible writing. You mean the show, or Harley Quinn overall? Let's see.
I know some people who don't like Harley Quinn full stop, and I don't really.
Yeah,
like.
then that makes sense, especially with the oversaturation of her.
Yeah, because didn't Harley Quinzel come after Harley Quinn was already made, and they tried to give her an origin story?
Yeah, they made her first just for the.
Well, I don't particularly dislike the origin story. To be honest, I haven't sat down and read her origin story, and because she's such a sensational character, I'm sure sometimes it's been done better than other times.
Yeah, I mean, she was introduced as.
I like the idea of it.
She was just Joker's sidekick. That was basically it.
I like the idea of his charisma defeating her psychology, so to speak.
Yeah,
because that just goes to show the power that he holds.
She was having the Joker as as a patient, and then the Joker started spinning his tail, and then she fell for him. That's what happened.
Yeah,
I think I like to think of it as a combination.
And it's a classical trope. You see it happen in Star Trek.
Yeah. But I like to think about it as a combination of his charisma plus her personal flaw that actually made her fall to the life of crime.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Oh no! They even try to retcon that in many cases where she was actually this crazy this entire time.
Let's see. Method J. No, FYI, I just mean the name. The name is stupid. The too hardcore coincidence. Yeah, it is a little silly.
It is silly. It works.
Silly. It works. I think it works in comic book settings. Not really something you would see in real life, though.
Yeah, like Pamela Isley. That's another. What's very similar to the actual name.
Yeah.
What was it? Fucking.
Yeah, her name was what was it? Harleen Quinzel.
Yeah,
Harleen Quinzel.
But what's the name of Victor Freeze?
His name is actually.
I know it's like in Gotham that they say no, it's not Freeze, it's actually Fries. He's good with names.
Whoa, Matt Burton.
I feel like it's even more ridiculous when you try to insist it's not the same. It's actually Fries.
Matt Burton, thank you much for the $100 super chat. Thanks, guys. Well,
he's caught the bug. He's caught the bug. Get out of it while you still can, Burton.
What happened? What happened? What bug? What bug is it?
The wanting to give you money.
Oh. Did you do it for the bingo? Because that's a bingo, I think. I think that's a bingo part of Dr. Crow's bingo card.
Someone donates $100.
Yeah, I think so. If I remember correctly. Well, thank you very much, Matt Burton. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys. And well, thank you, Matt Burton. Very much appreciated. Very much appreciated. In fact, go ahead and do this. You
Pop them up in the corner here.
You earn producer status.
Fantastic. Welcome to the club.
Let's see here. Produced. Let's see here. Uh-oh. Yeah, so you earn producer status. Thank you very much. Very grateful for that. Very grateful for that. Awesome. Awesome. Now, should I keep it with lowercase or put uppercase? Burton. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Awesome stuff. Okay, so according to this, they're just hammering down.
Let's have some fun with it. Put the Great Burton.
That'll work. That'll work. The Great Matt Burton.
New member. He joined the Legion. Welcome to the Legion.
Asian Orange, thank you much to the super sticker there. Awesome. Very encouraging. Very encouraging. I like that. And then also welcome Matt Burton as a newest member to the Lit Legion. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Awesome. Fantastic. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much, Matt Burton. Thank you very much for also the super chat and joining the Lit Legion. Awesome. Fantastic. So, this episode is now produced by the great Matt Burton. So, thank you very much for that. Awesome. Okay. And let's see, Matt. Awesome. Thank you very much for that, Alex Halo. Awesome. Very much. Thank you very much. Fantastic. Matt Burton, now I'm special. You certainly are.
Yes, you are.
You certainly are.
You're great, specifically.
The great Matt Burton.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see what else.
Change your username to the Great Matt Burton.
So anyway,
you've earned it.
Let's see how badly they just demolished the character of
oh boy.
So for the finale, episode 13, the Runaway Bridesmaid, reveal Gordon has underhanded motivations in everything he does. Oh no, Jim Gordon was supposed to be like this. Okay, so.
He's a damn good. He's supposed to be a damn good cop.
Yeah,
I thought they were going to give him like a really good redemption, like they kind of do, because he single-handedly takes back the police department from Two-Face. He fucking murders them all. Like he does really well on his own, and then he just kind of reverts back to his previous character because this whole change was that his daughter, or he inspired his daughter to become Batgirl. And that he realizes, oh wait, I am actually a damn good cop. I'm gonna fucking take that police department on by myself. I'm gonna do this, and he does it.
Exactly.
That's great.
That's what Jim Gordon was supposed to be. That the good.
I still think the best version of Gordon is the Gotham.
Yeah.
Like he is.
You're making me want to watch Gotham now.
I kind of want to watch Gotham again. Why are we watching that for a movie night?
Jeffrey Combs is in there. His introduction is silly, but he's in there, and to me he's a delight. He's a delight. That's my subjective opinion. Okay, so yeah, Jim Gordon is supposed to be like the one because Gotham's supposed to be full of corruption. Even the police department is supposed to be full of corruption. Now Jim Gordon is like if Batman didn't exist, it would be Jim Gordon who is the hero, which is what Gotham explores.
Is the hero Gotham deserves.
Yeah, he's the hero Gotham deserves, and the one it needs right now. But he was supposed. That's what he was supposed to be. The good cop, the one honest cop that helps to he keeps the light of hope for Gotham. That's what Jim Gordon was supposed to be. And one thing that was interesting was Frank Miller's interpretation. So if you see Jim Gordon year one, he's a very flawed man, but he's also a very good cop. He's also he's still moral. He's still the same Jim Gordon, except Frank Miller kind of added more flaws. Like a really big one was that he was cheating on his wife. Eventually. Oof. But he is he does explore this. It's not just like, oh, he's a bad guy. he just made him. He gave him flaws. Now maybe I don't agree with that, but it is interesting. It didn't really damage the character that much. Really, it just kind of expanded upon it and
Made
gave,
him more nuanced.
yeah, made it more nuanced. Now, if it were to contrast, if this were being done in like the hands of an SJW or whatever, Jim
Oh
Gordon
no, they would
be-
completely ruin him.
yeah, like this. They would make him an alcoholic. They'd make him.
They
cheat on
would
his
give
wife.
him as few positive characteristics as possible
Yeah, the ones he's supposed to have
because
they'll
he's a
take away.
police officer, because he's a white man.
Pretty
you
much.
know.
Because if you cheat on your wife, there is no turning back. You are a complete scum. That's according to them. So there's no redemption. There's no nuance here. So if Frank Miller was someone else, if it was an SJW doing this, and they made Jim Gordon cheat on his wife, then he would be completely evil. He'd be corrupt.
Yeah, because they would think that if Gordon cheats on his wife and then proceeds to save people, they would say, "Oh, you're representing people that cheat as saviors,
heroes," and
because
stuff.
that's how they see the world.
Patriarchy. Now, this is an example of portrayal, an example of writing I do not agree with. I do not like the idea of Jim Gordon cheating on his wife, but I respect it and I like it. It wasn't bad writing. It was just something I didn't like personally. But I'll still read the story. It doesn't ruin the story. It doesn't ruin, to me, it doesn't even ruin the idea of Jim Gordon because of how he's portrayed later on. He's still he's awesome. Like and Frank Miller portrays Jim Gordon as a guy who just came from, I believe, the military, so he knows how to fight. He beats up bad guys if when they try to assassinate him, and it's not even like an act of outright lust when he cheats on his wife. It's more like he works with a woman.
Desperation.
He works with a woman, because there's always the rift between a policeman and his wife because he's never there. He's always at work because being a cop is a pretty demanding job. And when
Yeah.
you're in Gotham City in a house full of corrupt cops, it's an even more demanding job being the one good guy. So he works with, I think the woman he falls in love with or cheats on his wife with is someone that he really emotionally connected to because she's also a cop. And it was a weakness. It was a failing. It's not out of lust or out of maliciousness. It was because Jim Gordon had a failing, his flaws took over on that instance where he
It's
needed
an,
someone to
most
emotionally
specifically, I haven't seen it, so maybe I don't have a right to have input, but I think I should say this. Would you say it's sort of like a consequence of the social role of how different he is when he's in the role of being a police officer versus being at home with his wife?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it plays on that exactly.
So it's like a negative consequence of how much he changes when he's in those shoes.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like it's a failing of his. It's not really, usually a guy, when a man cheats on his wife in movies or a TV show, it's always done like, I don't care about you anymore. I'm going to go and cheat on her because I think she's prettier than you, whatever it is. It's always done out of maliciousness, no empathy or anything like that. Towards
It was done well. It was done well in a show called The Following.
The Following? I've
Yeah.
never heard of that one.
Oh, it's actually my favorite live action show, and that's a lot coming from me.
Interesting.
I would highly recommend it. I would highly recommend it to someone that likes Batman or the Punisher.
Oh, okay. Well, then you got my attention.
I'm gonna ruin the way every time you see like Gotham now. So if you look at the Gotham, it actually says Gotham, and my ex pointed that out to me, and now I can never unsee it. Every time I see the Gotham sign when they come
Gotham,
I just see Gotham rather than Gotham.
Yeah, I saw
Gotham.
I saw that before. Yeah,
Like a commercial.
Gotham. Yeah, maybe we should do that in Dr. Alpha. It should be a ham commercial or something. Gotham.
Gotham, just to be
Yeah.
stupid.
No, it's like the city of Gotham. It's not Gotham. It's just God-ham.
What a great
Two
play
words.
on American culture. Gotham.
Gotham. But yeah, it's specifically in Frank Miller's Batman Year One, and that's where you see a different portrayal of Jim Gordon, and he cheats on his wife, but it's a more nuanced sort of portrayal. Now, I don't agree with this portrayal. I don't agree with Jim Gordon cheating on his wife. It's not a good thing to do, but it is more. But his act of cheating on his wife is more nuanced than the scenario that the way the scenario is normally portrayed. So you empathize with Jim Gordon. You see why he might do this sort of thing. You know it's wrong. Like me, you may not even agree with this portrayal of Jim Gordon, but you can understand it, and it's not. So it doesn't take away from anything. It's just different. It doesn't ruin him. It's an attack on his character, like you see with Luke Skywalker, for example. It's just different, and you get to see, and you can empathize with him why he would do this because he's constantly being attacked by by policemen and corrupt police officers, criminals. He has so much pressure on his shoulders, and even his wife isn't really is getting down on him because he's not spending a lot of time at home because he's often at the police department. So when a beautiful woman comes in who is also a cop who he can empathize with and share his problems with, it's very difficult to for him to stay emotionally unattached. So, and it doesn't happen right away. It's not like Jim Gordon sees her is like, oh, you're beautiful. Let me cheat on my wife. It takes place over
It's not like
time.
bang, okay.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Jim Gordon. Can I pee in your mouth? No, it doesn't. That doesn't happen. It's gradual. As far as I remember, it was gradual. It didn't happen right away. I think he even rejects the idea to start, and then he slowly breaks down and gives in. So let's see here. So Jim Gordon is not this evil person. He's not supposed to be this corrupt cop because that's the opposite of what Jim Gordon stood for. So yeah, if they're doing it like this, I could see. I could see him being an alcoholic. That I can see.
Yeah, so I think that the whole, or at least what I thought they were going for, was that this was kind of a Jim out of his prime, and then they were, giving him a redemption, because like he often complains about his wife. He's like really needy with Batman, like trying to have a friend, and it's like I thought that was what they're going for, but then he just left him as that, as like I said, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's like Superman. It's like what's his name? I forgot what his name was, but plays Superman. He said that Superman is just he's a friend. That's what Jim Gordon was the way in for Batman, to help rehabilitate the police agents, the police department.
I like the idea of Jim and Batman being friends. It just kind of makes me confused. But it's like they have like barbecue, the pictures of them having barbecue parties and such. And like having fun. It's like, wait, why is Batman? If they were this close, why is Batman just kind of given up on his friend? Like he's just like his friend's an alcoholic, mess, and he's just he's asking for your help all the time, and you don't do anything to help. Like you don't. He's like got a failing marriage, and you don't help him. So I kind of like the idea of Gordon being, like he lost his wife. He's a single father. A lot of the I like that idea.
Even in a show I really enjoyed, but got canceled way too soon, in my opinion, called Beware the Batman. Jim Gordon is a single father raising his daughter, and that was an interesting show because it reimagined everything. Like it did away with Poison Ivy and the Joker and everything. Like it got in like not new villains, but like lesser known villains of Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no Robin. Instead, Robin, the sidekick position in Beware the Batman, was taken up by Katana, and Man Bat, that guy who Langstrom, who turns into the big bat creature.
Yeah.
He became allies with Batman in that continuity. So Batman gets more allies. He gets a Bat family, but it's like former villains that he rehabilitated. It's a very interesting take. Also, it also goes from the Nolan universe, where Alfred is this secret CIA agent or something. Or he used to work for MI6. So,
I kind of like the idea that I know that like in some things like Batman the Animated Series, they also did go for the Alfred used to be a secret agent, but I kind of like the ex-military, like for both Alfred and Gordon. I like the ex-military background.
Yeah,
I don't know why specifically, but I feel like it's a bit too far to maybe it works for some Alfreds more than others, because I can't really see, the Batman animated series Alfred, where he's very posh and clean. I can't really see him be ex-military, but when it comes to
that was Butler Alfred.
Yeah, like Butler Alfred, but action Alfred.
We want action Alfred.
Cockney action Alfred. Like ex-military works a lot better for his character specifically in Gotham.
How'd you do it? They burned the force down. Wow, Alfred.
No, but I just like Cockney Alfred. He's more rougher. He's kind of like how he is in Joker and in Gotham.
Yeah, I really like Alfred and Joker.
So he's not this really posh twat. He's got a Cockney accent.
He's like a bouncer in the Joker.
Yeah,
he's like a literal, like a legit bouncer.
You could swap the two from Joker and Gotham, and they would pretty much play the same role. They have like the same body type and like attitude towards their character, whether they're keeping young kid say. Actually, what Joker should have been is it should have tied into Gotham. That would have made it so much better for me.
that would have been interesting. Yeah.
You got the actor for the no, not you can't really get the guy who played the kid because the kid's now like too old for it. But I suppose you could have got the Alfred. Like you at least got the Alfred.
Interestingly enough, Alfred in Where the Batman has the same body type as Alfred the Joker. Like he's big, he's strong, and he's very. He's, like he lifts. He lifts, bro. Okay. KH what's it too? Good morning. Please don't running out of internet gas. I will do my best not to. Unfortunately, it looks like the lower circles of hell, which is where I trap Shiny, has better internet than I do. So it's a little faux pas, I think.
Oh God, I've just had a look. Why is he bald?
That's his look, I guess. But I enjoyed the show. It was a little there's a few problems there, but what show doesn't have a few problems? But the thing is, overall I quite enjoyed the show because it's a very new take on Batman. Beware the Batman. There's only one season.
It seems that's what they were going for, because I did hear that they also were trying out different villains which weren't really as commonly used. Like
what the hell is that?
What? Which one is
it? Is Gordon standing next to a foot or something?
Okay, so that's Clayface's hand. When Clayface's hand gets cut off, it gains his
how
own.
quirky. He's
okay.
Clayface's hand is drinking a soda. How quirky. You don't see that every day.
He becomes he becomes best friend with the hand.
No, come on. That's not true.
And the hand pats him on the back and says, "You're a damn good cop."
It's Clayface's right hand too, isn't it? It's Clayface's right hand too, isn't it? So Gordon's best friend is the hand. It's like they say a bunch of incels are.
Oh
so
my God, I didn't even see that. I didn't see it.
Gordon's an incel. Thank you very much, Harley Quinn. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Wonderful. Let's show him a little bit more, why don't you? That's how they do it. That's how they get you.
Don't fire! Whole thing's on fire! All of it's on fire!
Wonderful incel Gordon they have.
Naymans could be worse. Could have Alfred be Bruce's gay Asian uncle.
Yeah, imagine if that happened. Imagine if they did that. That'd be horrific.
Who would do such a thing?
Anyway, so bringing press and cameras with him, he thinks such a bust will put him back in the people's graces and make him mayoral material. He wants to become mayor.
Okay, so he's not happy that he didn't get the key to the city like the heroes did, despite like he did most of the work clearing up. Like he cleared up Gotham pretty much by himself. Justice League pretty much just cleared the demon, the Hellspawn, whatever the fuck they're called, Dark Sides things, little bees. Justice League clean that up. They get the keys to the city. Gordon doesn't get any keys to the city, and he gets upset. And what happens is that Two-Face manipulates him into trying to run for mayor. So like he's like in the cell, and he's like, I can't remember why he talks to Clayface. Not Clayface.
I'm just gonna say something,
Two-Face
and I'm gonna
you should run for mayor. You really did deserve that key, and then he allows himself to be manipulated, despite it's very obvious.
How silly.
Here's the thing: if they wanted to write a cop show where a depressed cop is talking to a quirky, cartoony character that uplifts them, don't write something as specific as Gordon. Do something original. This doesn't. It's not necessarily bad. It's just not something I think would take place in Gotham. That's all I'm saying.
See, DGM Voice says in Batman TAS, a piece of Clayface turns into a little girl with her own consciousness. It's actually pretty messed up. Yeah. The Batman anime series weren't afraid to go and explore different facets of these villains, and like Clayface. It was very strange what they could do with him because it got pretty scary and pretty depressing at times, pretty sad. I mean, and so you had, and I think there was this one where he got like electrocuted and you got to see all the faces he used before, just as reflex. And I remember that one where there's a piece of him turned to a little girl with her own.
Mark in 3D. How would an original work sell? Precisely my point.
The Clayface in this is pretty much just a joke all the time. He is a failed actor who's always he fucks up because he's just stupid, and he's always there's one point where there's a plan. So he's disguised as Batman, and Harley Quinn wants to use him as a trap for the Joker, and he gives himself away because he sings Happy Birthday. Because Harley Quinn starts singing Happy Birthday to the Joker, and then he goes along, and then that's what reveals him, and then Batman gets his ass handed to him from the Joker because Clayface revealed himself.
I just think they should give the Harley Quinn back to the Joker. Just give them back together. That's what I think.
It just seems a little silly. That's all I'm saying. Not necessarily bad, just silly, and not something that suits this world.
Is it sketch therapy? Harvey Bullock should have been a better fit for that. Yeah, Harvey Bullock. I really enjoyed that character of Harvey Bullock, no matter what he's in, because he's like this. He's kind of he's a jerk. Oh, he's a big time jerk. You would think he would be corrupt. In fact, I think there was a Batman animated series episode where you assume that he's corrupt, but he's not. He's about an honest a cop as Gordon is. He's just mean about it.
Harvey Bullock in Gotham, like so many characters in Gotham which get such a good treatment.
I like Gotham. I do. I enjoyed overall. I enjoyed Gotham.
They actually get to develop all the characters. Like,
it's good because I've been holding back on watching that.
Harvey Bullock never got any development outside of this odd episode. Whereas in Gotham, like he gets something in a lot of episodes. Alfred gets so much more attention, and so does obviously Gordon, which is they get so much time to develop these characters that it's fucking fantastic. I just wish the show wasn't cancelled, and it led it to like a horrible 5th season, which was a mess. You just don't watch the 5th season. That's the rule of Gotham. Just watch the first 4 seasons. There is no 5th season.
Why is the 5th season when they brought in Kid Bruce Wayne or something?
No, so
Kid Bruce Wayne is actually a main character in there, I think.
Yeah,
How'd they handle him?
He's handled all right. The problem is that they keep recycling the same thing. So they often get Selina Kyle and Bruce Wayne together to break them up again because they think this is the last time they're going to use them. But then they'll bring them together to put them away again because of a certain event. And the way they keep recycling it, it's like, oh, this is what Batman's inspiration is. Oh, but they can't make him Batman yet. Because they don't have the license for Batman. And the same with the Joker. It's like, oh well, they can't make him Joker yet because they don't have the Joker license. There is one point where he becomes a sort of Batman, but he can't become full Batman because they don't have the license.
Oh, by the way,
we held back a lot by the.
We have another guest in the back room who just popped in.
Is it Emotional Scars?
Let's see who it is.
You could have some serious emotional scars. Every soldier has scars. Shepard's a survivor.
Welcome, Smudborn.
Hey, how's it going?
Glad to have you joining us today.
Shepard's a survivor.
Serious emotional scars. And to KH Emotional 20, appreciate that. I remember how Gaming Sins was sending Batman Arkham Knight. He pointed out how Gordon was invulnerable, as his hand did not break from punching Scarecrow's face, as Scarecrow is wearing a military-grade mask.
He just
sounds like that just sounds like a bit of a nitpick, if you ask me.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a huge issue.
I mean, you could punch something hard and not break your hand by punching it. I mean, it's possible.
I mean, I've punched a wall multiple times by accident while playing VR.
Yeah, sometimes the wall breaks instead.
But
I don't know how hard he punched them. I don't know how hard he punched them.
Again. Oh fuck! I've already. Oh yeah, season 5. The main problem is that they had this big multi-season plan. And then Fox was bought by Disney, which meant the show was almost immediately cancelled. They had half the amount of episodes, next to no budget, and they only had 1 season to wrap everything up. And they had to at the start, it's all right, and then it just dives off a hill, and it just becomes a fucking mess because they weren't intending for the season 5 to become the ending, and they couldn't do it the way they were intending to do it.
That always happens, though. There's so many stories I've heard about awesome TV shows having to end prematurely before they were supposed to end. Like I think what Star Wars Clone Wars also fell into that trap.
it didn't necessarily fall into the trap because the episodes were already produced before the show was cancelled, so therefore it couldn't affect the writing. They couldn't rapidly try to clean it up.
Yeah, they didn't want. I think it ended too soon, or it ended before they were.
Yeah, it
running
ended
with
too
it.
soon.
Yeah.
Ken Kaneki, Riddler and Penguin are gay, and Batman kills Joker with a batarang to the head. What the hell did I just read?
Is that in Gotham? I only watched
I think in Gotham they hint. So what comment is this specifically? Because they do hint that Penguin, because the actor himself is gay, that he has a gay crush on the Riddler, but they don't actually have a relationship.
No, I mean I don't care if they're. I don't care about the the sexual orientation of the Penguin or whatever.
Yeah.
What about what is it about the Batman killing Joker with a batarang?
Oh,
Yeah.
so he doesn't actually kill him. He just it's very poorly framed. So he throws a batarang, it hits him in the face, and there's blood.
So they bring in Batman though.
Yeah, they bring in Batman, but again, he's not really Batman because they don't have the license for him.
Discount Batman.
Yeah,
So is it Bruce Wayne grown up? I guess
it's Bruce Wayne grown up. It is Batman. It is not. It is Batman, but he doesn't show up until the last frame, and that's only because they can kind of get away with it because the show is being cancelled.
That's what they said exactly. From the first season, the commentary, like, they asked the people creating the show after the first season, I think, are you ever going to have Batman in the show? And he said, if we do, it's going to be with the very last frame, the very last episode. So I guess
At least they did it.
Yeah, they did it. I'm glad they kept it that promise. That's pretty interesting. Let's see here. Next is 906, number 5. A Batman animated series has literally had a Make-A-Wish episode, and I made maybe cry, hint, ace, hint. Oh yeah, that one, yeah. One of them I really enjoyed about the Batman animated series was the one about Baby Doll, when Baby Doll was first introduced, where she was like an actress, but she had a condition that stopped it from growing up. So when she tried to go into like serious acting, she more or less couldn't. She tried to take a role of Macbeth. Everyone just laughed at her, and she went insane. And she kidnapped all of her people, all of her past coworkers, to remake the show, because her show was ruined when they added in a new cousin, because she was like the star, and then they added in a cousin who stole the show from her, and then now was the end of her career, and she could never reignite that career because of her disease or whatever it is. So it was really the ending was really sad, because she goes into a House of Mirrors when she's running away from Batman, and she has a pistol, and she goes in the House of Mirrors, and she sees a mirror that makes her appear like she's the reflection appears that is as if she's grown up, and she starts crying, and she starts shooting the mirror as if she to banish away the false hope that the mirror shows her, the lie that could never be, and she just keeps shooting the mirror until she runs out of bullets. And she keeps shooting it, and so you hear the click, 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 click of the gun. She's so angry, so disturbed. And then Batman just comes up behind her and puts a hand on her shoulder and says, "Come on," and goes, and she utters her catchphrase, "I didn't mean to," and that's the end of the episode.
It was Batman the Animated Series has so many good episodes.
It's so good. It's so good of a show. It's so fantastic. And the Baby Doll episode really stuck with me after even all this time.
I still love how they handled Mr. Freeze.
Oh yeah,
It's
they
the best Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, Mr. Freeze was like a common criminal before the animated series, and then the animated series retooled the character so that he's more sympathetic.
And that is now his official. Like Nora is now pretty much in every single Freeze adaptation, everything from films and everything.
Even the Arnold Schwarzenegger one.
Even the Schwarzenegger one. That's correct. Even the Schwarzenegger
My
one.
wife Nora, she needs to chill. No.
She's to chill. I got my wife on ice.
What's the problem, Nora?
Now, hello everyone. Let's kick.
It's not a
some
tumor. It's a blood disease.
We'll kill the dinosaurs. The Ice Age. Yeah, fantastic.
Give me the cure. Do it. Do it now.
I imagine he's just talking to like Nora, like while she's frozen. Like
just nothing but catchphrases and one-liners about cold.
He tests out like his catchphrases with Nora.
That one. Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, it's like dark humor. He's just like, Are you? He's just like, hey Nora, stick around, and then she doesn't move. He's like, ha, I knew you'd like that one.
Let's see here. So what else have they done to Gordon? They made his best friend his hand. So what else can you do to the guy? Two-Face naturally.
Come on.
Two-Face naturally plays both sides and lets Harley know that what the commish is up to. The operation goes south and everyone is killed in short order. The same result as when Gordon tried to raise an army against the parademons. We don't know what season 3. They don't know season 3, if there is one, holds for Jim, but his political aspirations have been dashed. The other two-season run, Harley Quinn, those who turned in were treated to Gordon tearfully. Those who tuned in were treated to Gordon tearfully, seeking Batman's validation, squirting mayo into his booze. Ew, why? And prancing around in his underwear and Barbara's
mayonnaise
dorm.
in his booze.
Prancing around in his underwear in Barbara's dorm. What? What have they done to this man?
Okay, so he was hiding out because his wife kicked him out. He was living in Barbara Gordon's dorm. In his
So he's pretty much
underwear.
straight up loser. So he's just a loser now.
Yep.
See, 3D. Try to do your Arnie impression. That was kind of close. Yeah, for years actually. What they have completely destroyed this man. I guess because he was like the masculine face of Batman mythos. You know, other than Batman, like he's the face of the police department. He's a very masculine character. Gotta
He's kind
destroy
of the
that.
face of the people around Batman. He's like the face of a Gotham citizen, like the
Pretty much.
ideal Gotham citizen.
Exactly. I would have to agree with that, yeah. So squirting mayo into his booze, prancing around in his underwear in Barbara's dorm, where he was crashing amidst a messy divorce with the collapse of the police department. Commissioner Gordon was reduced to the caricature of toxic male stereotype. This is the kind of thing the media and the people responsible for the content like Harley Quinn want in an age where some cry for defunding the police. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever writes the show, they really took off their hatred on Gordon, I think.
I think they were just trying to make something funny. I don't think it was actually like a whole thing with defund the police, because this was a lot, before all that shit.
Oh yeah,
But
probably not.
maybe the
defund the police thing, but I think it's coming from the same.
it's the same people and the same ideas, sure. But I think it maybe the last episode, because the way they undo the Gordon's character after he redeems himself could definitely have been due to like defund the police, because that was during the time when everything was happening.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's a brutalized Gordon's character.
And you weak ass fat beard cucks who let these bitches come in here and make it unhospitable. Tell the fans that they're Nazis if they don't like their characters being destroyed.
If you don't like what they did to Commissioner Gordon, you're apparently a Nazi or something, probably. More than likely. I think in their opinion, objectively speaking, right? So poor Commissioner Gordon, he got obliterated by the woke cannon. Let's see here. Okay, so we want to go over a punchline next. We can do that.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. I'm curious.
Check out Joker's new squeak. She's probably like smarter than him and more capable than him. I don't know. We'll see. She's probably not fun.
What I'm wondering is, look, if they made an interesting female character, more power to them, but not if it's at the expense of Joker.
Yeah, I mean, the Harley Quinn really worked because she was a Joker fan. I don't know what punchline is like. Because the first time I saw her, she was they depicted her looking confident, and the Joker just simping all over her, just gaping
If
at
you're
her.
going to have a competent female character, it needs to make a character that makes the Joker shine in a way differently from the way Harley makes him shine. Otherwise, it will be at the expense of Joker and therefore inherently bad.
Yeah, I mean, the first time I saw this character, Joker was just staring at her in wide-eyed amusement and awe. Not really the dynamic I was expecting, so we'll see how it goes. Let's see what they did. My money was on, when I saw that picture, my money was on that she was going to be more competent. She was going to be like the mother character to his weird man incompetency, his male incompetency, or whatever you want to call it, and that she's going to be smarter, more capable, and that she's kind of like Penny to Inspector Gadget, where Inspector Gadget is a fool, but like his niece is the one going around actually solving the crimes, but he takes all the credit. I imagine it being something like that. Joker has an idea, Punchline makes it work, and then Joker takes all the credit. That's what I was thinking of what they were going to do with her. But I guess we'll see. I've not seen this video yet, so I guess we'll see.
What's up, my comic comrades? We are back, and we hope all of you have been safe and healthy this past week as our country and world works through some very challenging times. On a brighter note, the 100-page super spectacular 80th anniversary issue for the Joker just dropped, and there is a ton of great short stories throughout. 10 to be exact, with each story having been written by different writers and drawn by different artists, including Scott Snyder, Paul Dini, Tom Taylor, Denny O'Neil, Tony S. Daniel, Lee Bermejo, and more. It's a pretty impressive lineup of creative heavy hitters, but for today there's one story in particular that we're going to be focusing on titled, What Comes After a Joke. The story is written by James Tynion IV, and the reason this story stands out is because it's a 10-page story that finally gives us the origin of Punchline, Joker's new lady sidekick. Although she's not his girlfriend.
Hey, Barry Ben, from what I read, she's better than Joker.
Then she's shit.
Not a good omen. Not a good omen.
As Aura Master DX says, rule number 1, you never upstage the Joker.
Canonically speaking, if you do upstage the Joker, he will kill you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're on his side. He kills his own men if he thinks they're upstaging him. That's the Joker's ego. He wants to be the best showman in town. So if you dare upstage the Joker, it doesn't matter if you're Harley Quinn herself. He will kill you. That's the nature of the Joker. Okay, so if Punchline upstages the Joker and he doesn't kill her or hate her, want her dead, or try to put her in her place in some way, that's not the Joker. He's been mischaracterized. He's not being written correctly.
As many of us initially thought. How do we know that? Well, in Batman issue 92, Punchline herself says that she's not Joker's girlfriend, but rather his partner. So she's basically...
Yeah, I was right on the money when I thought about it. Because my thought was she was not going to be his girlfriend or his sidekick or his lackey or anything. She was going to be his equal. And that's exactly what she says. She's his partner.
If that was something like, if it was like an actual hero, I'd be fine like with the idea. But this is the Joker. He's obsessed with Batman and he doesn't like to share.
Yeah. So Batman has a lot of partners too. Like, he has a lot of sidekicks, but every member of the Bat family is not as good as Batman himself. Batman is still undoubtedly the leader of the Bat family. No one is really his equal. But Joker, suddenly they get rid of Harley Quinn, who was his girlfriend, and they replace her with Punchline, who is his quote unquote equal. Joker can have equals. Joker can have equals that are women, but when you adopt the clown aesthetic and you drop into the Joker family, he's supposed to be the leader of that. He's supposed to be the most charismatic, the guy who's the wisest, the most capable, all that stuff. So no,
it looks like they're trying to divide the character into two people to be politically correct.
Pretty much, we need a female Joker, but we can't replace the Joker because he's too iconic. We can't make a Joker. We can't make a female Joker. We can't turn him into a woman like we did with Thor or something. That won't work. So we're just going to give him they're going to make the female Joker, but we're just going to make her his partner instead.
Well, I think it actually is a little bit more specific than that. I think that they have the predisposition where they seem to think that it's not sexist if you reduce the character without replacing them. And they're wrong for thinking that.
And see, Tyler Preston, he even killed his number one guy. Remember Tim Burton's movie? He killed his number one guy. He did. And because he felt like he was upstaging him or failing him or something like that. So Joker will kill you. Even if he likes you, he'll kill you if you violate his personal code.
Semantic Dragon, which half of Two-Face will be trans? I like that. I like that a lot.
Very nice. Very nice. Let's see here.
The anti-Harley Quinn. Regardless, even though she's only appeared 3 or 4 times since her debut a few months back, Punchline has already become the center of attention in the Batman universe, with both her first cameo appearance and first full appearance selling for over $50.
Why is she the center of attention? I guess you have to make her center of attention in her
because it's a short-term spike. She'll be forgotten.
Probably.
each, which is crazy for a character that's only been around since February. That's like 4 months. But I can't say I don't see the appeal. I'm on the hype train as well. She looks dope, and the fact that the Joker replaced Harley Quinn is crazy and interesting. So let's get to origin, shall we? The story starts off at Snyder College, 40 miles north of Gotham. We see the outside of the college, and that someone is speaking inside saying, I think the college would feel better if you showed a little regret for your actions today.
Yeah, DJ and Voices. Joker threw Harley Quinn out of a building because she explained a joke. That's the Joker.
Oh, that's funny.
Let's see here. Alex Hill, thank you for the 5. Kiro from Fate is a good example of a female version of another character, Shiro. She has her own character, and she couldn't use all his powers. Interesting. So it always goes down to like anime when you compare these Western woke people, the Western woke stories to this 80s sort of anime. Even
because they're attempting to entertain people.
Yeah,
that's not what we want to do. We want to hurt people.
Oh, we got to represent more people. Why don't you entertain people? Why don't you stop applauding yourself?
Yeah, can they stop applauding themselves for 1 second and try to be, on the same level as anime and manga for a second?
but they want a big, strong woman.
You see, infinite rotation. They went to the 499. Maybe Punchline could work better as a rival villain. That's exactly what I was thinking. That's more or less because the Joker can have
that could definitely work.
Yeah, he can have equals. He can have partners, and partners are women and everything. But they have to be separate from him. They have to be like Poison Ivy. You can have Poison Ivy be on his level. You can have Catwoman be on his level easily or above him, or be able to defeat him and everything. But when you have someone who is supposed to be like his partner or something like that, they're supposed to be lesser. They're supposed to be not as good as they are, which is why you never have any of the Bat family really upstage Batman. Is not for very long. He's always the leader. He's always in control. He's always the face of the Bat family. The Joker should be the face of, I guess, the Joker Squad or whatever you want to call it. If they wanted her to be his equal, she should be like a rival villain or another villain, not partner.
There's a good question whether you put this hierarchy of like henchmen or just other villains like Poison Ivy. Are they on the same level as Joker? Well, it depends on which story you're trying to tell. So you can have all these elements of a not as popular character like Poison Ivy take on her own story and say, well, now I'm going to relate to a Joker, or they have some plot together where they enact upon Batman or what have you. So they can tell these stories. It's just that once there's a hierarchy, that implies that the Joker has some sort of system. He has some sort of way of communicating and doing things, which we've seen in the movies. So it depends on how you want to portray Joker as a planner. How involved that gets, and if they're a foil, whether or not the actual characters challenge the Joker, not upstage him, but challenge him what he's doing, because the Joker is not perfect, nor do we expect all of his plans to be perfect, but we do expect a certain higher degree of plot and planning that the other villains don't have. So Poison Ivy probably wouldn't be as conniving. She'd always be thinking about plants and how to grow plants and all that nonsense. So you gotta work with what these characters are.
Yeah,
and I think not Ivy so much, but even the henchman sort of stereotype, how that would work, because he just sees them as expendable little things.
Oh yeah,
but lying all the time to
pawns to him.
Yeah,
I see infinite rotation. Number 499. Maybe Punchline could work as a rival villain, a foil to a foil, or both are in a contest to outdo each other. That would work.
She should have been in a story that didn't have the Joker in it to make her debut.
Yeah,
because right off the bat, you know how contrived this comes out? Some girl shows up and insists that she's the Joker's equal. I don't care who you are. You can't just walk in and insist that you're his equal and have it be reality.
We need to see it. Of course, they'll probably show it. But Joker's probably an incompetent loon compared to the brilliance that is probably Punchline. And see, Blue, villains can be murderous, but sexist and egotistical, unthinkable. Must fix by slapping an organic strong woman. Yeah. So, yeah, Joker might be a psychotic murderer, but at least he's not sexist, okay, guys? Be better than the Joker.
Well, I think the idea that they're going for with her name being Punchline is that she's the punchline to his jokes. So they are like, you know how jokes, they have the lineup and then they have the punchline? They're saying Joker is no longer the Joker. Now he's the lineup.
Yeah.
So he's been split in half into two people now.
He's the intro show.
Exactly.
So, yeah, he just opened the door, and then punchline. wrecked up.
Very good, very good.
Hate you, Filoni. Hate you, Filoni. Hate you. I'm just kidding. No, I don't actually hate him. Alex Halo in Russia 2. She does also try. She does also try to kiss everyone in Shiro, even Shiro. Well, you know, everyone has their little quirks. You know. Well, we also have another guest in the back room. So let's see. Welcome, Glib.
Morning,
See, in
Glib.
this
How are you?
world, there's two kinds of people, my friend.
Oh god, you've got
Those guns.
you got the soundboard for D&D, and now you're just gonna keep using it.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's
Well,
fantastic.
hey, you know what? If the devil's gonna use it, then I gotta use his own weapons against him. And by the way, chat, I am the Joker's equal.
I think all you have to do is, I think all you have to do is
Just
claim to
walk
be,
in.
right? You just claim to be the Joker's equal, and suddenly you are.
Oh yeah, and then immediately 5 minutes later, you see like the Joker comes for me and goes, "I heard you were talking about me."
Oh no, Mr. Joker, sir, no.
And then he shoots everybody with, or gasses people, whatever he wants to do.
He does the thing where he shoots you with the fake gun that just says bang, and then he laughs and walks out the door, and then the gas comes in.
Yeah, then the gas comes.
He's such a dick.
I really like his portrayal in Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, where he just I like the scene where he gasses the entire audience of the talk show.
Yeah.
He personally murders the guy who got him on the talk show, like the psychiatrist who wants to help him and who helped him get on there. He slits his throat with a broken mug. The Joker does not care.
I always thought that the Joker TV the movie that they just made was referencing that moment, but not explicitly. Like somebody read The Dark Knight Returns and went, "I want to have that turn. I want to have the Joker's kind of coming out party be on stage." I thought that was really, really clever. And my favorite part was that in both the movie and in the comic was the kiss aspect of it. I thought that was pretty clever. Like he's got these poison lips and he kisses people with the kiss of death. I thought that was interesting.
With the poison lipstick he has.
Yeah, and by the way, calling your villain that's the partner of the Joker punchline is just terrible. That's not funny. That's not,
let's see
unless
how
he
it
punches
goes.
her.
It doesn't look so good so far. She's like, "I'm Joker's partner." Not looking good so far, but we'll see if it gets better. I think the college would feel better if you showed a little regret for your actions today. Well, it's accurate to real life.
Another voice replies saying, "Oh yeah, because I definitely care a lot about the school's feelings." The previous voice then says, "Alexis, please. I'm trying to be reasonable here." And Alexis responds, "Then say something reasonable, Dean Bob. Otherwise, I've got a chemistry final to study for." So the dean is scolding a girl named Alexis for what we're about to find out. Dean Bob tells her, "I think this attitude is why the board doesn't think you're taking this seriously. Your roommate, Sarah, has a brother living in Gotham. 3 of his co-workers were killed in the laughing gas attack last week. That's why the school put together the Dress Like Your Hero Day. We wanted to focus on the people who help make this world better. And you had to know your choice would be provocative." And then on the next page, we see Alexis smoking a cigarette wearing a Joker tank top with a bunch of Joker posters on her wall. Yeah.
Okay, so Ray is a fangirl of Luke Skywalker. Ray is a Joker.
That was a lot of exposition.
Ray is a Luke Skywalker fangirl. So Punchline is a Joker fan. It's always fangirls. Like these new woke characters, strong independent women characters. They're always fangirls.
Oh my god, she looks like. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
They're always fangirls. So
What?
That's why they always feel like fan fiction, because they're always coming from the perspective of fans who just don't understand the criteria or the subject matter, and they're characters they want to insert into the story and who want to revolve the story around the new franchise. Like they wanted to revolve the new franchise of Star Wars around Rey. They're always fangirls. They're always fangirl stand-ins. I don't know what this is, but it seems to be the case every single time.
Well, at least she's not horrible looking.
Yeah, you know what's funny? All of the they made her an Asian character, right? And you're like, well, that's so progressive, that's so diverse, or whatever. But is she not? Am I misreading this?
Oh, we got to represent more people. Why don't you entertain people? Why don't you stop applauding yourself?
Nazi!
I'm just wondering because I can't tell because she's got green eyes or whatever. I don't know what's going on.
I think that's what she is. I think she's canonically at least half Asian or something.
That's what all these Asian people in Batman now.
I don't know. Yeah, that's right. They reinvented Batman as Asian, as Chinese
Right.
specifically. And
Yeah,
Gotham
Bruce
Comics.
Wang.
Bruce Wang. Yeah, everyone called him Bruce Wang. And he turned Alfred into a gay Asian uncle who sent him away instead of embracing him during the most troubling time of his life. Way to go, Alfred.
And I'm not making a point against like race or whatever. I just legitimately can't tell.
It's just weird. Like, it's just why this influx of Asian Batman characters?
It's very odd. Maybe it's they're
Well,
slowly
obviously
converting Batman into an anime. I don't know.
Because of the conspiracy where everyone is slowly being replaced by like it's kind of like the scroll from Marvel. This is how they're doing it.
I think it's because a lot of the people writing comics these days, they like anime and they want to take some aspects from anime and then put it into their own work, but they don't know how to do it.
They're not inserting the right stuff. They're just randomly making them Asian without doing anything cool.
Quirky. They just make them quirky and they make them eat food out of nowhere. It's like they do in anime, but they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to pace it correctly or place it in the correct places or frame it in the correct way, the way anime does. When anime does it, it works because they know how to use these jokes.
Or maybe they just have yellow fever.
Maybe. It's also a possibility.
There's already a comic book called Punchline, by the way.
Oh, there is?
Yeah. And it's about a woman. Punchline, Blood Sisters, by Bill Williams, Matthew Weldon, Brian Denham, Niraj Menon, and Tiago Barca.
I'd like to make a comic about this stuff. Title: Kill Me. Subtitle: Please.
This is my favorite franchise.
Yes, it is my favorite franchise.
This is about to get interesting. The dean then says, okay, I didn't want to come at it this way. I wanted to be friends. But then Alexis interrupts him.
Let me guess. She's going to be really cool, really confident. She's going to make him look like a fool. She's going to have no flaws or anything like that. No way to trip her up or anything like that. Whereas, as opposed to Harley Quinn, she was mostly all flaw. She had so many good things about her. Like she was really acrobatic. She was really smart, apparently, because she got. I hate the fact that they made her like they took away that part of her where she was a really good psychiatrist, and then made her just like where she slept her way to graduation. I don't like that.
What was that? If she was insane on one hand, but then also had the ability to be intelligent on cognitive matters, on
why can't we just keep Harley Quinn like a smart psychologist who was just or psychiatrist who was just turned by the Joker? What's wrong with that?
About your mother, Mr. J.
Yeah, exactly. Why can't we have Harley Quinn who is actually smart and then she just
It looks like they are using an anime trope here. The character's sitting with her legs crossed, smoking a cigarette, which usually foreshadows competence in a character.
Yeah, usually, and she's smoking. So that they usually like at least arrogant characters. They usually smoke in anime, but I'm pretty sure I don't know. I haven't seen this yet. I don't know anything about Punchline, but the way what I can take from context clues and from how these sort of characters have been written in the past, I'm guessing she's going to be unflappable. Just no flaws, really. Just she's going to be awesome as everywhere around. She's just going to be awesome. And any flaws she does have are actually going to be treated like virtues. Like if you think they're flaws, you're just being too stuck up or you're being too right wing or something.
Yeah, the story will be written in a manner where things that would actually probably be a flaw would turn out to be virtuous in this situation. Like how Rey didn't want to take the lightsaber, and then just because as a consequence of not taking the lightsaber, she gets kidnapped and then starts raping Mayans. So.
She could be like the pipeline for converting people into Joker's troops. Like she could do some sort of psychological test that makes them loyal. I don't know. It could be anything. But anyway,
so that's my guess.
I actually like that idea, Gloob.
Well, I'm full of great ideas. I should be in charge of everything. Anyway, so
that's my guess.
George Jimenez, the design artist for Punchline, says, "As soon as I read the description, I was very clear what I wanted to do. The anti-Harley Quinn. Could there be anything more fun? As soon as I finished the drawing, I found that this was just what James was looking for, and I felt very happy when I found that I was right. I'm looking forward to seeing how it works when it comes to life and comics, cartoons, and I think I'd love to see cosplay and action figures of this."
You get to look at women.
I love that you gave him allergies.
I mean, come on. I mean, it's probably true. Blue. I think Blue hit it around the head here. I love Harley, constantly wanting to save her from the Joker and herself, but that's an impressive. That's impressive emotional response for a character to elicit. Yeah, that's the power of Harley Quinn. It wasn't about her being acrobatic and awesome and everything. It's about the tragedy that she represented. The fact that she was attached to the Joker, even though she was intelligent, even though it was a tragedy because she was intelligent, she was talented, but she didn't see herself that way. She saw herself as worthless and only worth something when she's attached to the Joker.
Yeah, because of her fragility in that, I'm kind of tempted to read a story. Hopefully, it would be well written. I'd like a story where Batman makes an attempt to save Harley, because maybe he can't save the Joker, but maybe it's not too late for her.
He does try to do that.
There's actually an episode in animated series called Harley's Holiday where she tries to rehabilitate herself, and Batman tries to help her. But things go wrong. One thing follows after another, and she starts off as her accidentally. She pays for a dress, but they forgot to take the little tag off, so she walks out of the store and it beeps, and she thinks she's in trouble, so she starts running. So it starts off with her accidentally walking out with a bought, paid-for dress that sparks an alarm, and ended up with the entire police force after her while she's trying to make a getaway in a tank. It's pretty crazy. But it's not like she wasn't demonized or anything like that. It was tragic because that she tried to make the best of what she has, but she can't. She still has that tragic flaw in her that she needs something to attach herself to.
Can I just point out that there is an anime called Punchline too, and it's way cuter.
It's almost like the punchline to the joke that is SJWism.
Yeah, comics are the joke, and you're the punchline, baby.
I can see the Joker saying that in these comics. Yeah.
Absolutely, because she says it. She says, "I'm the punchline," at one point, and then attacks this dude. I'm pretty sure that's how this is gonna go.
So yeah, that's my guess. I have not read or seen anything about this character. That's my guess, judging by the context clues.
Saying, "Oh, shut the hell up! No, you didn't come here to be my friend. You came because this scares the crap out of you, and you know it's dangerous." Do you want me to say this is all some kind of tear-jerking?
Immediately, look at the left panel. She looks like a feminist.
Immediate
Yeah, she
lecture.
does.
So she immediately starts. The first time we see her, she immediately starts lecturing some white man.
And she's smoking a cigarette. Isn't she like underage or something? Isn't she in high school?
I think she's in college.
She's in college. Okay, yeah. So she's so super grown up, and we're just the old white man with the bald head. Yeah, it looks like a comic book writer.
If you want to have like a character that a villains you sympathize with, you usually have to make them, give them flaws, give them fragility there, because that's what Harley Quinn was. She was a fragile character, but she's also talented and smart, things like that. But the tragedy is because she attached herself to the Joker against all reason, which is why it's called Mad Love.
For help, and then I'm just maladjusted in one of the more ordinary ways, and then I'm going to go hug Sarah in the quad and cry it out, and then you don't have to be the administration that punished the student for free expression or the one that didn't. Best of both worlds, and you sure as hell wouldn't have to admit that I might actually believe something dangerous, that I might not be the only one, as she blows cigarette smoke in his face. He then responded by chuckling at her, to which he says, "I'm sorry, I don't know what just got into me." But after he apologizes, he starts laughing uncontrollably, to the point where it starts being extremely painful. And he asks, "What did you do to me?" And Alexis replies, "I got a recipe off the internet." I don't know if it's going to work right. You wouldn't believe how many different chemicals it takes. She then looks back at her closet, which is...
Okay, so this falls into...
That's what you're going with?
Yeah, that's what they're going with. She got Joker gas recipe off the internet.
She's been stealing your internet gas, Literature Devil.
That's where it was from.
Well,
that's where it all went.
Herself. That's. It's like, hey, how did you make this super complex thing when you're just a college student?
Obviously, she's better than Joker. She probably improved it. Actually, she probably improved the Joker gas.
You could go make her like a chemistry student, and then I suppose I could believe that she made something similar. Like maybe it didn't make him laugh. Maybe it just killed him. That would be more believable. It's like, okay, she was smoking the same cigarette. How is that not killing her? Joker's not immune to the laughing gas, is he?
Yeah, he is.
No, because
continuity
in the not laughing joke, it depends on the continuity. But I remember
laughing joke. I wish there was a Batman movie called The Laughing Joke.
In several cases, I can remember when he, plugged something up his nose so we can breathe. Specifically, The Dark Knight Returns did that, where the gas still affected him.
I kind of like the appeal. Look, she's saying here, I had a good teacher, though. Here's something I'll admit. I do kind of like the appeal of maybe let's scratch the whole partner equality philosophy and say that maybe she admires him and that she wants to be his student as opposed to his romantic partner or his not even his career partner, just wants to learn from him. I could see the appeal of a character like that. But, you know, why go with that when you can do something bad?
Why? This falls into the same kind of trope that's been going on in DC Comics. So she gets the Joker guest off the internet. They have another DC character who is upstaging Green Lantern. And she got a ring, not because she was brave, because she hacked it.
I could buy her getting it off the dark web, but something tells me this comic writer doesn't even know what the dark web is.
Maybe they heard of it before. Maybe they heard of it before. But the thing is, okay, she got the gas off the internet, okay, and second of all, now they have another character who just hacked Oa, hacked the state of the one of the main points of the universe with a laptop computer. So they're trying to like make this hand wave excuses as to why they're awesome, just so that they're not Mary Sue's anymore.
Yeah.
Just cracked open saying, I had a good teacher though, which can I just say is super unsettling. I don't like it. Bob then says, I can't move. She then starts to film him with her phone.
I think this whole thing's
smiling,
existence is
saying,
unsettling.
that's great. I wasn't sure if I had enough of the paralytic. Don't fight it, Bob. I want to get it all on camera.
I want all
Yeah, you can already
the
see that Alexis
evidence.
is a more evil version of Harley Quinn. Don't get me
A more
wrong. Harley
retarded
Quinn has
version
done
of Harley
some messed up stuff over her career. But there was always a lighthearted, fun.
I have a question for you guys. Why did the old man like having insomnia? Because he didn't have to sleep with his wife.
Anyway, you're a jackass.
Let's keep going.
Pretty good. Nice punchline.
Yeah, that's
element to it, and you could already tell that Alexis, soon to be Punchline, has a much darker soul. In any case, Alexis then proceeds to start her transformation into Punchline by putting her hair up, taking off her glasses, and painting her face in clown/ragdoll makeup. All while saying to the dean, "You're not my first, you know. I've been testing with some homeless people under the overpass. You're the first that matters, though." See what I'm saying? Completely heartless, using homeless people as guinea pigs. She then goes on to say something to the effect of, I'm going to dress you up and leave your body on Sarah's bed. Also, you know her brother met those guys who died once, like 3 years ago? She's just been playing it up for likes on social media. Isn't that messed up? What kind of person pretends to care about people to try to get other people to pretend to like them? But I'll give her the kind of scar she'll remember. She'll go from pretending she's so scared and offended by a Joker t-shirt to seeing his face in her nightmares for the rest of her life. Well, your face, I guess. Come on, Dean Bob.
Like Joker
Don't you think
Antifa.
that's funny? Yep, definitely.
What?
She's like Joker Antifa.
She's just an edgy teenager.
Oh, well, that's interesting. That's interesting. So, we'll see what happens with the character. Like I said, I don't know the character yet, but just going by context clues, I mean, I can make my guesses.
Definitely the anti-Harley Quinn, because Harley Quinn, again, is like a fun, silly, likable psychopath, if that makes any sense or even exists. Then Punchline is the more violent, dark, straight-to-the-point psychopath. She's all about getting to the punchline.
So wait. He said funny. What were the things that she's the anti? She's not funny.
She's anti-Harley Quinn. So he said Harley Quinn is like the fun, lovable psychopath, and she's the darker psychopath.
So she's unfun, unlovable, and sane. Or psychopath. The unfun, unlovable psychopath. Got it. That's what we came to comic books for. Anyway.
I think here's the thing about Harley Quinn, though, that she was never like really, really competent. She was, however, practical. She was more practical than Joker. Joker always wants that theatrics, so that's why the Joker got mad at Harley Quinn at one point, because she goes, "Why don't you just shoot him?" And he gets really mad at her. Like, just shoot him. That's not what Joker does. So she's more practical than the Joker, and she probably could kill Batman, better than Joker could, but or easier. In fact, I think there's an episode where some story which actually does capture Batman, but the Joker kind of like lets him go because only he can kill the Batman. But she's not like overly competent and this genius at everything. She is really good. She has her talents, but so does the Joker. And the Joker, that's why he's the mastermind behind everything. But in order, she's Harley Quinn is not also a chemist and also like all these other things the Joker is. She's a henchman of his, but not as equal in everything else.
I think it's funny to compare that to the the Punchline anime, just which it's totally different but shares the same name, is about a guy that gets killed in a bus jacking accident, and then he becomes a spirit, and he's guided by a cat spirit, and he has to learn his spirit powers in order to protect his housemates that he used to live with, these girls. But if he sees a girl's panties twice in a row within a short amount of time, Earth will be destroyed by a meteor.
Is that an anime? Sounds like an anime.
What? The anime manga, yeah. But it's way more interesting than listening to some Joker fangirl try and replace Harley Quinn, which is just like a cosplay thing. Like, so who are you cosplaying as? Oh, I'm Punchline. Who's that?
Yeah, they just that's kind of the excuses of a lot of these new characters that we want to make them for cosplay. That's the same reason why they designed Miss Marvel, the Kamala Khan. Why they designed her the way they did, to make it easier for cosplayers. They wanted more cosplay. They think this making these characters for cosplay. This is what they say. Also, what is this? What kind of a shirt is it? Is that a company?
I know. I just noticed that expensive paper.
I don't dislike. I'm just intrigued by it. What does it actually mean? Is it his Twitter handle? His Twitter account? Is he expensive paper?
It might be his. I don't know. Maybe it's his.
I think it is.
Probably it might be his website or something, like kind of like they always make it something mundane and easy to remember, like Normal Boots or schmuck.com or whatever.
Comic
just to make it easier.
I kind of want one of their shirts. I like expensive paper.
I think it's a different YouTuber.
Is it?
Yeah.
Maybe he's promoting someone.
Comic Tom is Tom Garcia. Okay, got it. It's just a guy that sits, in his little comic book collection.
I don't know. I like the shirt. I like it. Very simple, but I'm intrigued by it. Let's see. Nova Zero, thanks for the 10. You know what? Would it be great? Joker remarks about how he likes that she's her own perfect joke, then drops her into a glass house and glass ceiling, and she's the joke and punchline. Excellent. Yeah, that's something Joker would actually do. That's something the Joker would actually do, because he doesn't. Every portrayal of the Joker, he doesn't care. Like the only portrayal of the Joker we've seen that actually cares about Harley Quinn to some extent, or to a great extent, is the Suicide Squad Joker. He actually cares about Harley Quinn. Other than that, he kind of just sees her as a tool to use in most other iterations.
The Dean then asks, while in uncontrollable pain, why are you like this? Alexis says, it's your fault, and moms and dads and the televisions and all of that. We grew up with all of you whispering in our ears that we could be anything we wanted. But you never realized the downside to all of that.
My goodness.
Some of us don't want to be the good guys. I mean, this whole world.
This is actually frighteningly true. This is exactly what they.
She's a social justice warrior.
The writers of Marvel have gone on record and they said that they don't identify with heroes. They identify with villains. That's exactly what they said.
Yeah, absolutely. Because this is
everything.
This is the same revolutionary. Like, I don't want to live in the slow decay of your world. I want my own world. And it's like, you're the Joker's replacement girlfriend. Like, the Joker is not a revolutionary. Some men just want to see the world burn. Some men just want to watch
the movie Joker. They think he's a revolutionary in the movie Joker, but he's like, no, I don't have any political affiliations. This is not my revolution. I just came here to do stuff.
He's just a comedian who got rejected and who has mental illness.
Yeah, like how they played that on that very aspect in the Joker movie, where there is a revolution that he accidentally started, but he's not part of it. He's not a leader of it. He's not a part of it. It's just kind of something that happens separate from him. So he doesn't actually have any political affiliations or political.
This world is imperfect.
By the way, this sounds exactly like a bunch of things that I've read a million times. Like, what is it? This sounds like the Fight Club thing, or like blaming other people for what happened. That kind of. Yeah.
Not being able to take responsibility.
Why are you like this? Sounds like Michael Scott talking to Toby.
Fight Club, it's kind of like a surrender of your free will sort of theme to it. So
the obvious question is, why would you do this? Like, just for a split second, he can speak extremely clearly one last time.
Apparently for, cosplay reasons.
It's just so badly written, you know what I mean? Because in Fight Club, it's like, in the world I see, you're stalking elk through the damn canyon forests around the ruins of Rockefeller Center. You'll wear leather clothes that will last you the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You'll climb the wrist-thick kudzu vines that wrap the Sears Tower, and when you look down, you'll see tiny figures pounding corn, laying strips of venison on the empty carpool lane of some abandoned superhighway. Like, oh, what a vision!
Yeah, what a vision. And that's what Fight Club is kind of about. It's kind of surrendering your free will because you can't think for yourself anymore. And that happens in the beginning with the main character surrendering kind of his free will and his worth to the things he has, to the nice apartment he has, to the tables and the glassware and everything. And then at the end, it's we can see that Tyler Durden is not actually providing a solution. He's just showing you how bad it is when taken to a more extreme view. So it's the same thing. The guys that follow Project Mayhem, they're doing the exact same thing that the main character is doing, except it's no longer tables and apartments. It's surrendering your free will and your worth to a more violent cause.
Mm-hmm. It's very like it's paradoxical because it's the chaotic, idealistic part of the mind that's taken over Jack the narrator's better sense of self and his better sense of society and morality and all of that stuff, so that he can slowly become Tyler Durden. And my favorite line, and I use this as like actual advice, but my favorite line from Tyler Durden is when he goes, "You choose your own involvement," to Jack, because he's like, he's doing what he's gonna do regardless, and if Jack or Edward Norton or whoever wants to be there, then he can choose to be there, but he's not going to get pulled in. He's not going to be forced into it. It's not like mandatory, but it's going to happen. And that to me is a very interesting moment, because it becomes the I feel like the moment where the rubber meets the road for their two oppositional viewpoints. But the end result is sort of a synthesis of both. And man, what eloquent, complex writing that's interesting and touching, and this has none of that.
That's why I like Chuck Palahniuk. Chuck Palahniuk is
Well, yeah, because when they write something, they don't know how to write everything you just said. They just say, fuck you, women, women, women. That's their version of that kind of
That's
writing.
why you like. You're just a gay misogynist. That's why you like Fight Club. And
The irony here is, though, that we would actually probably like this character, or would be acceptable character, if she wasn't supposed to be like a Joker partner or something. If she was her own villain, I would have no problem with this portrayal of this character. It's okay, cool, brand new villain, all on her own. That's why I go back to that earlier comment, where if she was portrayed as like a Joker rival, this would fit very well. This would fit very well.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. But then she'd have to not be the Joker.
She can't be the Joker.
Like a fake Joker that's just like, because she says like right here, and you teach us about the people who actually had the balls to throw some chaos into the mix. Like what are you, Che Guevara, or are you the Joker?
It can't. Joker's not political. He's not supposed to be anyway. He's just there to cause chaos. He's there to prove a point that he's not there to be political. He's there to be.
You know what I like? I just got a cool idea. You know what? Finish what you're saying. I'm sorry.
Oh, the Joker's not political. He's there to show you the dark side of humanity, and that's nonpartisan. Because humanity has a dark side. Everyone has a dark side, and that's what Joker is there to teach you or to show you. That's his whole idea of proving a point.
Everything you said, imagine a girl like this, like actually like, but she wants to be his student, and he actually rejects her. Like, no, you don't get it. And he actually says what everything you just said to her. I don't know. I just like that idea for some reason. Like this like teeny bopper girl, nut job, competent enough to get to him and communicate with him. He rejects her. She impresses him. Fine, I'll take you under my wing. I want that now.
Like a Joker apprentice sort of thing.
Yeah. That's how he would be, like the Joker's Robin. Not like wanting to be his girlfriend, wanting to be his apprentice, like the Joker's Robin.
Let's see here. So, Collective Gaming, which is 5. Joker. The punchline to this joke is you thinking you're my equal or student when in reality you're just a distraction while I come up with my next scheme. That's the Joker.
Yeah, that is the Joker.
I think everyone in the chat does a Joker more than DC does anymore.
Just a distraction.
Because even if you had a partner like this, anyone who threatens to upstage him, he will kill. He'll just toss away. That's the nature of the Joker.
I like the idea of an apprentice, because maybe that would maybe he would see it as like maybe the apprentice would convince him to teach them if they say something like, maybe when you're gone, the flames can still keep burning. You get what I mean?
Yeah, so like a replacement Joker.
Yeah.
I can see that happen. I think that happened in the Batman Beyond movie, didn't it? Where he
Did
had,
it?
something
No,
like
I thought
Tim
no, I
Drake
thought it was. Wasn't it just an older Joker?
No, I think in the beginning, like the Joker dies, but
Does he?
He gets he converts Tim Drake or somebody into the Joker and through like brainwashing.
Yeah. One of the Robins. I think it was which one was it? That's okay. I'll figure it out later. Wasn't it Jason Todd?
It was one of the Robins. He converted one of the Robins into a
Tim Drake, I
new
believe.
Joker. I think it was Tim.
Was
Drake.
it Tim Drake?
I think so.
I mean, I gotta watch these shows again. It's been so long.
There's so many Robins. This is kind of it's kind of tough to keep up with them all. But I think it was Tim Drake. So they converted Tim Drake, including Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn was there, and she helped brainwash Tim Drake into this Joker, this little tiny son Joker, and then that's why in the future he becomes the new Joker. Also with some, I think, microchip manipulation or something like that. Nanomachine, son.
Quite literally, it reprograms him physically into the Joker.
Yeah. So it's not just brainwashing; it was also some technology that did
This
it all.
comic book is programming me into the Joker. Now I want to.
Y'all
I
get
just
what
want
you
to watch The
deserve.
World Burn with Michael
Yeah.
Caine.
Y'all get what you deserve in the end.
You get what you fucking deserve.
People are dying. You think it's funny?
Yes. How about another joke, Murray?
All right. I really like that movie. I really like the Joker movie.
I actually have that actually reminded me. I have a video I'd like to show you guys. I'm gonna post it in the private chat. Take a look at it later if you want.
That'd be very cool, Anakin.
Very cool, Anakin.
You left us is falling apart, and you teach us about the people who actually had the balls to throw some chaos into the mix.
balls.
And she's saying this as we get another shot of the cracked open closet again. I don't like it, guys. Nothing good ever comes from a cracked open closet. She then continues to say, I don't want to live in the slow decay of
What?
your world. I want my own world, and I guess I really don't care if that means hurting lots of people or whatever. This whole world you built is a joke, and I'm the punchline. As we get an awesome shot of Punchline in full costume. And
That's
I gotta
pretty good.
say, I actually like her name a whole lot more now that I know the meaning. The fact that she sees the whole world as a joke and she's the punchline is
I thought that was a Joker's thing. He saw the whole world as a joke, and that's why he was joking about it.
How do you not understand what the word punchline means as the Joker's sidekick? I'm the Joker, and this is the punchline.
I feel
of
like no
course.
matter what they do, this guy's gonna support it because this is just kind of his thing.
I mean, if we can get a portrayal of a Joker sidekick or Joker partner or whatever, who is just as awesome as he is, or probably better, or whatever. But can we get some vulnerabilities? I mean, Joker's vulnerability is the same thing that drives his ego. Is that he wants to be number one. That's his vulnerability. He's not a perfect being. He's not like this unstoppable force. Actually,
For any of you who have seen Gotham, he wants to be the star of the show.
yeah, he wants to be the star of the show. And that's Joker's main flaw, is that when he's not star of the show, he gets angry, he starts losing his control, starts losing his composure, and he gets sad. That's his weakness, not being the star of the show. That's his ego. His ego is basically his weakness. So where is Punchline's vulnerability? If you're going to start her off if that's her introduction, where is her vulnerability?
Yeah, that's a good point.
We got that even with this first time we see Harley Quinn. We got a little sense of her vulnerability too. We get a sense of her Batman's vulnerability, Robin's vulnerability. We get a sense of their vulnerabilities, but we don't get a sense of Punchline's vulnerabilities. Where is it? I have a bad feeling it's not there.
I'm in the man-child cave and I can't get out. You got the Harry Potter wands in the back there. That's like $500, I think, probably on all. And then you got a not platform 9 3/4. That's something. Then you got BB-8 right above his head. It's like then it's all mixed up with stuff that I find interesting. You know what I mean? I think that's the Dark Knight Returns Batman right there, if I'm not mistaken. What is it that happens to the brains of fanboys? Do they realize that they either have to go along with what's going on and like be enthusiastic for it because it's the thing, or is that like them trying to stave off some sort of existential crisis? about like.
I think he's just
superheroes.
trying to support stuff that he likes while keeping his channel afloat. I think lots of people
don't
do
think-
that.
I don't think this
That's
guy
why
is-
he's not going to critique it like we will.
I think this guy he just likes stuff. He's not a bad guy or anything. But
he's not
No,
balls
I'm not
deep
saying
like
he's a
we
bad
are.
guy. I'm trying to analyze it because I see Watchmen behind him.
Yeah,
it's right
yeah.
above his head, but it's next to BB-8. I'm like, how do you like these two things at the same time?
Well, the thing about Punchline is, like I said before, it would be much better if she were just like her own character, not Joker's partner, whatever it is. I think that'd be far more acceptable. Also, give her at least a hint to a flaw, a hint to some sort of vulnerability. We think Darth Vader has resonated with us because he was introduced as a tough guy, but immediately we got a sense that he needs that suit to breathe, right? Immediately, even before we got to see him in that little thing with his helmet off, we hear him breathing, and it's kind of implied to us that he needs to breathe, but he's still strong. Vulnerabilities. Okay, we need to see at least a hint, maybe not the vulnerability itself, at least a hint of what kind of vulnerability Punchline has. Eventually, maybe they show it later on, but he didn't seem to cover it yet. Maybe he does. Does he go back to it? Okay, awesome. We'll see. Let's see what her vulnerabilities are. If she has a vulnerability, she will be closer to an acceptable character.
Kind of brilliant. It brings it all full circle. At this point, Bob starts laughing harder and harder to the point where he falls off the bed. And Punchline says, "You wanted me to prove I was serious before you let me in on this big
He
plan of
wanted
yours.
to
You
prove
needed
that
to
I was
see I wasn't
serious."
just another creepy fangirl," which is clearly a dig at Harley Quinn. She continues to say,
Again, same pattern. So they came in, added a new character, and then tried to uplift the new character by stomping on the old one. Where have we seen this before? Rey, where he stomped on Luke Skywalker, so Rey could.
The Joker's hanging out in this girl's closet.
I'm in your closet, Punchline. Come here, baby.
Yeah, she's just so awesome. She's so awesome, guys. Let's see what her vulnerability is. Hopefully, he highlights it.
And look how they need to tear down Harley Quinn to throw
Yeah.
this girl in.
Exactly, it's the same pattern. They introduced a new character, and the new character is awesome. They're just as good as the old one.
But the people that are writing Quinn are just as bad because they're tearing down all the characters around Quinn to promote her.
Yeah, whoever's the limelight, whoever's in the spotlight here, that's
Yeah.
what gets the treatment. So now here they're trying to replace Harley Quinn with her, so they're going to stomp on Harley Quinn. At least the old idea.
This is so asinine.
Yeah, it really
Look
is.
at this. Look at what's happening. He's hanging out in this girl's closet like a
Or
jackass.
maybe she's just hallucinating or something. I don't know.
Imagine Joker just hanging out in her closet the whole time, waiting for this to happen. Just hanging out in her closet. What is he playing?
Please, at least just have it be her hallucinating or something.
She's so important, man. She's
Like maybe she's sleeping in class or something. Come on.
Can you imagine the Joker just hanging out in a closet, just playing Candy Crush or something while he waits for this to happen? Just put down.
That's like the Venture Brothers version of Joker. That's the realistic like satire Joker, who's just like he doesn't find the joke funny anymore, and he's just going through the motions. It's like I really wish I had a wife.
Yeah.
Oh my
Children
God,
are the
I
way
would
to
love
the
that.
future.
Some parody version of Joker. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah. And the strange thing about this is that again we see the same exact pattern we've seen several times before. New character, strong independent woman, and they have to uplift the same character by stomping on the old characters. Same exact pattern. Also, she's just as competent as the Joker. She's awesome in every way, and we don't see any readily available flaws. I don't know, but to me, it's not looking good so far. Not looking good so far.
So Yokai, I have a bet for you for $5. Okay, so we see this panel, right? It says, "There's your proof. I'm ready to get serious. Serious. I will bet you $5. The next line is why so serious."
Maybe, but is this a kind of strange?
I will
if
bet
think about
you
this too?
$5 that they say something worse.
Okay, I will bet. I will bet that it's not exactly why so serious, but there's no additional thing on it. So your bet is it's worse, and my bet will be it's like a variation, but it's like trying to be exactly the same.
I guess
so. Is
we'll
that
see.
is that fair? Yeah.
I guess
Let's try it.
But here's the thing
Okay.
about this
Let's
whole
do it.
idea is that how ridiculous this is. So she just said that you wanted to see if I was serious and just that, like I'm not some sort of psychotic fangirl. So does the Joker do this to everyone who hasn't proved himself yet? So if a fangirl comes in and says, "Hey, I want to start becoming Joker-like," does he just hang out in the closet until they fail or succeed? That must be pretty busy. He must have a lot of fangirls, I guess.
I don't care about this fucking comic. It So bad.
I just keep imagining the Joker just hanging out in girls' closets and they just fail or succeed, and because that was the whole thing, right? She was supposed to be proving herself, so you just hang out in your closet until you prove yourself.
He's just so stupid. He's got shit to do.
No, he doesn't. All he has to do is hang out with this fangirl.
Apparently, he doesn't have anything better to do. Apparently, this is all.
God.
He's grooming her. Come on, guys.
Go away, Harley.
Very
I need to
it's
go
very
hang out in this
realistic.
girl's closet.
If you were
I'm
wondering what
going-
Joker does in his downtime, apparently it's this.
He grooms college students, just like a real comic pro.
Criminal imagination.
Oh God.
Criminal imagination. Give to the 5. If his arms are tied to the wall, the vlogger, what will he talk? Will he talk about bobbing his head hard?
Can I just say, criminal? We now have a new character that we're gonna put into. It's a new Bat-Rogue character. It's called the Vlogger, and he vlogs. And his superpower is that he can be completely uninteresting.
You know, Dev, you remember the boulder from
the boulder
from
the boulder, Matt Jarbo.
Oh my God, no. I was more thinking of Avatar: Last Airbender. Like, just it's kind of random, but I would seriously want a character, like a superhero character, that's based off of him. Like, he would be infinitely more interesting.
Just the boulder. Yeah, the boulder would be an interesting character to follow around. He would be an interesting character to follow around, even in Avatar: Last Airbender.
Yeah,
I like the boulder. He was
more
really
interesting
cool
than that
Boulder no
laser.
longer fights for other people's entertainment.
He's like the Hercule of Avatar, if you know, from Dragon Ball Z.
The thing is,
No, I'm going to be bird from the state, but
I also like Hercule.
I've never watched that.
Yeah,
I like Hercule, and not just
me too.
because his name is Mr. Satan. I'll really like.
I forgot about that. Yeah, no, but because he's something about a character that's overblown and has like a reputation that they can never meet. That's interesting.
You know, if there ever was a Boulder character, there needs to be like a really fat YouTuber who's like trying to take on his like his identity. Like Matt Jarbo comes along, like he's like, I can lift.
I got it. We should do Literature Devil. We should write an isekai, and it's about thinly veiled content creators being beamed into an alternate dimension where they have to role play as their superhero characters that they love so much, or supervillain characters, and they're having a terrible time of it. Like, we actually like people, they go to stop a crime and the people die because they're too slow to get there and they're out of breath. Like, just people putting their money where their mouth is. That's what the name of the comic is.
I think that'd be a good idea. I also really like want to mention Hercule on the subject of Hercule. I like his character because he has an actual character arc. He comes out like this overbloated, arrogant guy, and then over the course of the show, he loses that arrogance and learns actual humility. And so that's why I like the character.
My favorite scene with Hercule is actually, believe it or not, from GT. It's the one when Hercule thinks that everybody's dead during Super Saiyan 4 Goku's fight against Baby Vegeta, I think. And then, so Hercule thinks his daughter's dead and Goku's dead. So he gets up and he's like, "Damn it, I'm going to kill you, you big bully." And then he like runs at him. And then out of nowhere, like just when a blast is going to kill Hercule and he's like running into it anyway, Goku gets back up and saves him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Look at that, Hercule. Looks like you're the hero now." And then Hercule looks like he's going to cry like tears of joy that they're not actually dead and that he's not a coward anymore. And then Goku saves the day.
Yeah,
that was actually my favorite scene with Hercule.
Hercule's a very human character. That's why I like him, because he has strengths. Sure, like he actually is pretty strong. Like, this is not in comparison to the Z fighters, but he also has flaws and vulnerabilities, and he actually loves his daughter. Like,
Yeah.
he loves her.
Yeah, he's not a bad guy. He's just he's like a
He's a ham.
Yeah, he's a ham. He has multiple dimensions to him. He's a fully fleshed out character.
Yes.
Because when he first starts out, he's just the arrogant character that is kind of contrast to the other guys. That was his role. But over time, he developed into a 3-dimensional character, more of a 3-dimensional one.
There's your proof. I'm ready to get serious. Then the Joker peeks his head out of the closet saying, "Serious? No, my dear
Swear to
Punchline.
God.
What comes next is gonna be funny. And just like that, the story ends saying to be continued
Oh, wow.
in
All right,
Joker
I owe-
War
I owe
beginning
you
in
guys
Batman
$5.
issue 90.
I told you they were
You
gonna
got
say
me.
something worse.
You got it.
I
You
told
did
you.
it. I had too much faith, and you win fair and square.
You
So
gave
when-
them too much credit.
So when you do your stream and Streamlabs, I'll get you $5 on.
It's like the it's the Joker. Yeah, the Joker's not serious, so he should have said something that we're not being serious here.
Isn't that like her room? Aren't they just immediately like inside of her like a place where everybody will know that her alter ego killed somebody?
Yeah, isn't that her dorm room? Aren't they going to suspect that she killed him? Maybe because the Joker's in there too. I don't know.
Maybe she doesn't care enough. So,
Yeah,
how did the Joker even sneak onto this campus? That's like apparently they have no security here.
Oh,
well, he's a Joker. He can do amazing things. Did you collective gaming number 5? Closet watch number 33. Yet another failure. Closet watch number 33. Yet another failure. Why is it so hard to find good minions in their education system?
That's excellent. That was a great super chat.
Just hang out in closets all day, trying to see.
Closet watch number 33. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm looking for the punchline. So far, it's been totally unfunny.
Joker, I want to become your henchman. Well, do you have a closet? Yes. All right.
Your
fine.
trial begins today.
You got into the preliminaries. Step 2.
Do you have a Game Boy?
Also, how come if she knows the Joker, if the Joker's just literally hanging out in her closet, why does she have to get the recipe from the internet?
Yeah, like the Joker.
People, what is this? Like they changed their mind the next panel.
What was that a lie? Why would she lie to him? He's about to die.
So
What was she like what was she like? Just like humoring him, like, oh, internet.
It's actually a Fairly Odd Parents joke. Where'd you get that? Internet?
Internet? Yeah. Yeah.
Where'd you get that gold chalice? Internet? Timmy, where'd you get that new sense of self-respect? Internet? That was a joke from Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah, that was a good joke.
That show was actually, I'll admit, it was a little bit ahead of its time.
I thought all the Butch Hartman shows back in the day were good. The Frederator stuff, I enjoyed that. Yeah, that was well made. That was around the time when I was growing up, a little on the later edge. But even though it was like a golden age of cartoons, I felt like there was still a lot of cartoons that I wanted to avoid and would favor. Kids Next Door was amazing. Fairly Odd Parents was watchable. Hey Arnold was amazing. Like there was a deeper sensibility back then when it came to educating people, and the people that were making it seemed to have a real motivation. It wasn't some sort of like agenda pushing thing, like, oh, I get to teach this generation about LGBT stuff or fascism or whatever. It's like kids were learning about just interactions between humans. How that's really like the only educational aspect that exists for kids television shows is because kids like don't have context. So when you
morning TV shows were oddly more sophisticated back then.
Yeah, when you provide moral context for kids in a television show in an aesthetic area that they like or something ideological, that immediately is going to set up those kids with something to work for, and it's much better than and not much better, but like think about the juxtaposition of someone having a nice world of an anime or a TV show that people that are growing up can escape in when they're in such a bad circumstance. Let's say, if they're growing up in a broken home or whatever, and all they have is entertainment, and all they have is reading, and all they have is escapism. You might want to have a nice place for them to escape. And I think that the saddest thing about that missing aspect of modern culture is it's missing due to people wanting to editorialize and revise the history of that. So then instead of people escaping to a place that they want to go, they escape to the gulag. And it's like, oh, here you're going to be lectured to again. Here's punchline.
Yeah. I mean, shows like that helped me when I was younger, when I was a child. In fact, I mean, maybe not children's shows, but it's still the same idea. Watching these characters, it helped me as a child to aspire for something, because I mean, I had ADHD. I was a bit of an outcast in school, and it helped me focus because people didn't know much how to handle me. So it made it more clear to me how I should act. So often I would find myself learning lessons when the characters I liked would learn lessons.
Yeah.
I don't think that these people realize how useful the tool of characterization is to someone as impressionable as a young American child.
You know why? Because they haven't grown up yet. That's been my perspective lately, is that you have a bunch of people that haven't self-actualized or haven't found a success personally, and that's why they need all this groupthink. They can't stand on their own 2 feet. They need these crutches.
Very well put.
You know, since you brought up Hey Arnold, that was actually a really good show, and there's a reason why. Because it was funny, it was entertaining, it had a lot of great characters, not just Arnold, but some people might even argue that Helga was the main character. And Helga was actually my favorite character in that show, because just like Hercule, she was more complex than your usual school bully. Because thing is, she was introduced as a bully. That's how she is kind of portrayed in the beginning, and then we get more nuance. It's like Frank Miller kind of gave nuance to Jim Gordon kind of cheating on his wife, and we get to see why he would do that. We gave more nuance to what usually is a 2-dimensional character, which is the school bully. And we see that she actually picks on Arnold because she likes him. She loves him. She's infatuated with him. And we get to see
she has a shrine in her home.
A shrine made out of bubble gum, and sometimes she kisses. It's really gross, but she loves Arnold with all her heart, and she does all kinds of things like behind the scenes. Even like Arnold doesn't even notice, but she does things for him when it occurs, and when she can or must. Like, she will do anything. Like if Arnold's being hurt somewhere, she will do what it takes to stop him from being hurt. But she doesn't want to admit it. That's the whole tragedy of it. And we learn that she's a neglected kid. She is a younger sister of a more popular, a more loved sister. While as in contrast, her parents like almost actively ignore her, if not outright hate her. So we get to see all of this, and she's more nuanced of a character. That's what I like about Hey Arnold. Well, it's not what I like about Hey Arnold. It's one of the things I like about Hey Arnold that actually attaches to the real reason why Hey Arnold is such a fascinating show, because
it was a very well utilized ship. I'll say that.
And explores characters, explores situations, and it explores situations that aren't afraid to go into like real life or almost dark places, like that
Stoop Kid.
The Stoop Kid is afraid to leave the stoop. And it's Stoop Kid. We find out why he can't leave the stoop, and it's pretty tragic. We find out Helga's backstory is pretty tragic. We find out that Birdman, remember the Birdman episode?
Yeah,
he's a guy by himself. He's depressed. Like, no one understands me, Arnold. Just the birds, and you get to sit. It's not too dark for a kids show. Like it's an adult theme, but it's written for like in the perspective of a kid, because that's what Arnold is. He's a kid, and he's taking it in as a kid. And the thing is, I'm not sure if anyone knows this. I'm pretty sure it's like common knowledge by now, but the thing is, that Birdman episode was supposed to actually end with him committing suicide. He was supposed to jump off the building and die, but instead he flies off into the distance. Now, some people might think that
perhaps it's metaphorical.
Yeah, that's what Arnold sees, maybe. But what actually happened is that Birdman dies. And
maybe it's getting into like the whole free bird idea. Like, he did jump. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so. That's what it was trying to do. Because instead of having an actual suicide, which might be actually too dark for a kid's story, they made it metaphorical.
The kind of thing where the parent can say, "I see."
Yeah. Well, Craig, the guy that does it is so Craig Bartlett. He's so dynamic when it comes to writing and defines such a specific time. He worked on Johnny Bravo, Pee-wee's Playhouse, Rugrats, Ren and Stimpy. Like, it's classic for me now. I mean, I don't know what that's like for people that were born maybe 20 or 15 years before me, or Zoomers, what they think about this stuff. But just for me personally, as to round out that Hey Arnold tangent, I always felt that Gerald was like, the relationship between him and Arnold was the relationship that I kind of wanted to have with a best friend. So I thought that was awesome. Like,
it was awesome.
How cool the friendships were on those old Nickelodeon shows were my favorite part, like having the Rocket Power guys and the Woogity Woogity and Hey Arnold and the little thumb thing they do, and even Angry Beavers hating each other were still like brothers. There was such like there was a familial, there was a friendship thing, there was a closeness, there was an intimacy.
About friendship, actual friendship, not we won't be friends because of some underlying reason, or that we
Yeah.
hate you because of these other aspects. A lot of these shows were friends showing friends being actual legitimate friends, and
Yeah.
you don't really see that much anymore.
No, it's awful.
And there wasn't, and it's like I also, when I think about shows today, the characters are always on their cell phones. They're always they're never out doing anything on the show. They make the characters in the show act like the kids in real life. Like, it's not like you're watching Kids Next Door where the kids in real life want to change their behavior to act more like number one. Instead, it's like, no, make the characters in the show go home and tweet all day like the kids at home.
It's the irony thing where, you know, kids.
Where's the inspiration?
Kids, when they're young, all they want to do is grow up, and they don't really know how to, and they have to be patient because, you know, you have to go through all the stages of life if you want to have a full or long life or whatever. And usually the shows and media allows children, and me personally, I thought this was really helpful to my development, that I didn't realize how special this was, or I was amongst one of the first generations that was able to engage in these simulations and animated video and stuff. Like, this is all new. This is for the last 100 years or so. 150 years ago, there was no television or radio or video games or anything like that. So we have the ability to be the most empathetic people in the world that are trained that way from not even trained, but exposed to it from childhood. Like, here's all these stories that you can connect to, that you can be an old man, you can be 50, you can be a giant hulking dude, you can be a woman, you can be whatever, and you're a 12-year-old kid playing video games at home. And like, Kids Next Door was like the apex of that, where it's a bunch of kids, they got their giant playhouse in the tree house, and they're going on all these adventures. And it does two things. It frees the child, the inner child, in the adult that's making the content, and it allows the actual child to see the larger world that's beyond them, and to get tales and stories that sum up the ideology.
It inspires growth.
And that's why so many people connect to Star Wars, by the way, because Star Wars encompasses all of that.
Yeah, the hero's journey, it inspires growth.
Welcome to our TED Talk on cartoons.
But what do you do when all those shows are shit?
You make Punchline.
I hate my life.
How about another joke, Murray?
Game number 5. Waking up late at night as a kid to watch Big O was a fun time. Yeah, I like Big O also. Big O was pretty interesting. I like that show. It was kind of like an anime Batman, except with mech suits instead of superhero suits.
Yeah. I've never heard of this. I'm gonna check it out.
That was a good show. It has to do something with memories, and it's very noir. It's the same Batman animated series noir style to it. It's really good. It's just an anime.
I like it.
But on Hey Arnold, like one more thing on Hey Arnold. One thing they did explore that was surprising for a kid's show that you wouldn't see on a kid's show these days, because I don't think they would know how to write it anymore, is that one Christmas episode where Mr. Wynn, who's usually like the really fun guy, he's usually really fun. He represents like one of the foreigner aspects. There's also Mr. Kakashka, but this one was about Mr. Wynn. He says that he's from Vietnam. This is where we kind of figure out that he's specifically from Vietnam, and that he came over during or after the Vietnam War, and he had to give up his kid because he couldn't get out, but she could. So he gave his daughter to a U.S. Soldier while they were leaving, so that she could have a better life in America. And then now years later, she never found her, and that's why he's so sad on Christmas. And then the whole episode's about Arnold trying to find her and reuniting the family. It's very touching. It's a very touching episode, and it ends in it has a happy ending and everything. But that's a pretty deep, emotional, heavy sort of subject matter to be tackling on a kid's show. But they did it, and they did it in a very mature way, and they did it a very entertaining way, in a way that a young audience could understand and comprehend. I don't really have faith in modern television writers that they could do anything like that anymore. Portray something that heavy with that much nuance in there.
I think that the key to making children's television is that you have a creative individual, and usually I think it's great when like you have edgier people, and then they start a family, and then there's like you talk to a father, and you're like, well, what's the greatest moment of your life or whatever, and a lot of the time you'll hear, the first time I ever held my son or daughter, or when I saw them, or whatever it is like that. That's so particularly important, and I've seen a lot of content creators shift to, we talked to it wasn't Frege, it was Nolan, right? We talked to Nolan the other day. His thing is more of a family oriented thing because he's more family oriented now, and I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. It's part of a cycle of.
Nolan is making the horror comic, and Frege is making like the '90s kind of kids.
Yeah, wasn't it a Shinu?
Yeah, Nolan's making the Shinu, and Frege is making the Black Flag comic book.
So I just like that there's obviously there's a market for people that genuinely want to do something. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's I'm not that person yet. I don't feel like making Cartoon Network shows or whatever, but I understand that there are people that either float in that world or they come around to it in the fatherly sense or like older brother sense, depending on how they're writing it. But the number one thing is you have to be able to sum things up for people in a way that they've never experienced it before. And also you have to be able to do it in a way where you're delivering sort of heavy ideas with enough eloquence so that children can kind of understand them without vulgarity, without explicit gore or anything that might be easier to satisfy an adult audience or a teenage audience or an advanced child audience that wants to watch the R movies. Everybody knows that, the unspoken reality. But you have to be able to know your target audience and have a meaning and purpose within what you're doing that feels personal to you and also seems to be doing something for the other person that you're making it for. Respect for kids is number one.
John Reddick, but again, you had shows like Darkwing Duck, and then you also had shows like Gargoyles. Not all shows were the same genre.
Absolutely,
they weren't. But there were a lot of good shows. They were different genres, but they were all like done very, very well. Darkwing Duck was a lot of fun, and a lot of good writing in there. They had some dark episodes that were handled really well, like the one where the Goslin like disappears because like in some time loop, and then Darkwing Duck thought she died, and he became like this tyrannical fascist dictator of a superhero.
Yeah. I would never want to say, oh, we need one type of show. Like the best part of that era, the Klasky, Supo era, and all of that was that you had like Courage the Cowardly Dog, you had Rugrats over here, you had Rocket Power over there, you had Gundam Wing over here. It's like there was so many different things that were available, and I am so glad that I grew up with that block of shows that I could come home.
I took it for
Toonami and
granted,
stuff.
man.
So great.
So many great shows out there. It's not just nostalgia. We can look over it again. I watched them. Sometimes I watched them recently or fairly recently, in the last few years or so, and they're still very entertaining, very highly entertaining. Very like a lot of thought went into these shows. They were trying to produce. You can really tell that the creators were trying to produce something that people really wanted to watch, or they're trying to create something that they think or they hoped people will really be interested in. At the very least, I mean, Courage the Cowardly Dog. If you look at the concepts of those episodes, those are crazy episodes. Those in the middle of nowhere, but you can have like a cat person walk in.
Yeah, that show gave me nightmares, but I never wanted them to take it off the air.
Courage was always helping all these horrible people to become better.
That's how I know it's effective. I remember the Hunchback. I think there's one about the Hunchback where he rang bells and stuff.
Oh yeah,
bells, and he was ugly but sympathetic because everyone said that he was ugly. Everyone hated him because he was ugly, but he loved Courage and Muriel because they treated him like a normal person.
Yes, yeah, that was such an interesting dynamic, and I just remember going to school and having the "You love Fantasy Flan" stuck in my head.
Oh yeah,
I love Fantasy Flan.
His name is Creepy Ted or something like that.
Freaky Fred.
Freaky Fred.
Freaky Fred. There you go.
It was Muriel's.
Did you? Do you need? Oh my God! You guys need to see they did a collaborative re-illustration of the episode where each a whole bunch of different animators did their own. Like each scene was animated by a different animator. So you see like a Super Saiyan 3 Muriel one scene. Oh, it was so funny. It was really good. I'll send you the link. Actually, it was fantastic.
I remember Freaky Fred, and I like his catchphrase, where he says something like so
terribly naughty.
Maybe I should have that clip, like naughty. It was good. Because he kept wanting to shave. He had like bullshit. He was actually criminally insane, I think.
Freaky Fred reanimated.
But what he really wanted to do was shave everybody. Like it wasn't like a murderous sort of intent.
Well, that was the joke.
Yeah, he just wanted to murder. He just wanted to shave.
It was like it was a harmless fixation.
And but it was played up like he was this creepy evil guy. Who
No,
wanted-
no, Courage. I'm not going to shave your tail. That would be weird.
You made me look bad.
No,
Stupid dog. Eustace was actually my favorite character.
We're pretty creepy though. I remember the very first Courage the Cowardly Dog was really creepy, where the chickens from outer space and they I think Eustace ended up with like a chicken body and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, the chicken took Eustace's head because it needed a head.
yeah.
How do you like how Punchline is so boring? We're now like reminiscing about the golden era of cartoons. Like, let's go over here now, where it's amazing. We're all wearing like togas and stuff, looking at statues of Cartoon Network from the 1990s. Like, oh yes, when I used to watch this in the theater, it was wonderful.
Did you know why
you go.
Courage the Cowardly Dog ended? It was actually canceled because of that one episode when Courage was helping that one. There was this one girl. She was basically being owned. It had subtext of like her being owned by a pimp, but that wasn't the reason it was canceled. The reason it was canceled was because he reunited her with her best friend, who was also a female. So a bunch of housewives freaked out because they thought it was promoting lesbianism.
Yeah, they tackled this. They were lovers. I think they were either lovers or friends or something like that. But
They were
yeah,
just friends.
yeah. But
It
turned out
wasn't
to be
even. It wasn't even like that.
I'm about to say that Courage the Cowardly Dog they even tackled this whole friendship and abusive relationships. Because I think she was a cat and he saved her from a dog, like a really abusive dog.
Yeah.
So which is weird because they hated dogs.
Well, because it was like a dog that owned her.
Yeah, I think her best friend is the person we meet. She has a mask on, and she goes she hates dogs, and we figure out why she hates dogs because her best friend is being kept by a boyfriend, her boyfriend, abusive boyfriend or pimp or whatever it is, who
Yeah,
is a
something like
dog.
that.
And then Courage goes and saves her, and then they learn the lesson that not all dogs are bad. Hashtag not all dogs. And Matthew J.
Yeah,
Nimno,
yeah, it was such a good episode. Well, I mean, they were all good.
yeah,
But
Matthew J. Nimno, that's an excellent point. Return the slag.
What's your offer?
I think that was probably like one of the scariest episodes. That's probably
I'm
one
gonna
of the
have to leave
scariest.
early, so I'll see you guys later.
all right, I'll
Thanks for
catch
joining
you
us,
later, Shiny.
I think that was why one of the scariest episodes was the one where the cursed mummy's curse or something.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, Eustace, of course, Eustace. Like, what's your offer?
Eustace was my favorite. He made me laugh.
And we don't even know if he takes off his glasses. You know, when he takes off his glasses, he has those eyes that bulge out of his head. I
No,
don't know-
they're like really like they're like always closed.
yeah. So he either closes them or like if he opens them, I wonder if his eyes actually do bulge out of his head like that.
Probably because he was really scared at one point. They do maybe.
He does that to scare Courage. So he takes off his glasses and his eyes bulge out of his head. We don't know if those are fake eyes.
No. He has a mask that he puts on of like the green head.
Well, yeah, he does that. But there's one point. There's one part where he takes off his glasses and he's to scare Courage. His eyes bulge out of his head. So I don't know if those are fake eyes or.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he does that. That's one of the tricks he does. That's one of the tricks he pulls.
That's a great show.
Yeah, I think maybe we should do this on Friday. Reminisce about the age of television with Hey Arnold and Rocket Power and all that stuff.
You need to see that reanimated that they did. It was great.
I think that'd be
I'm
great.
I'm not suggesting, by the way, like so there were some of those shows that I didn't watch, but I understand that they had a big audience that enjoyed them. Like Rocket Power was not my kind of show. Wild Thornberries was not my kind of show. But it was, what I'm saying is it was nice that we had that. It was nice that we had this giant range of different things for a lot of different people.
Yeah, it was a diverse variety of quality.
I also like Wild.
It was a diverse variety of high quality content.
I enjoyed Wild Thornberries. It's a good show. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I didn't like As Told by Ginger, but I wasn't
Oh,
the audience for that. You know,
yeah.
it's just not I'm not a preteen girl, so I have
That
no
was-
connection with that.
That was like slice of life stuff.
Yeah, but if somebody enjoyed that and the creators were passionate about that, by all means.
I heard the show was pretty good though for the people who liked it.
Yeah, it's by today's standards. Get out of here.
Matthew J. Nimno, smashing.
I'll do this with my hands.
Oh yeah, I love that. That was the
Yeah.
best part of the show for sure. Absolutely, it was just how ridiculous they
They actually
were.
had an official question as of is that a mustache or is that really long nose hair that he has?
Oh yeah, and Donnie, that was pretty funny.
Donnie, the wild boy that he adopted. See, DJ in Voices says Tim Curry made the Wild Thornberries. He certainly did. He certainly did. It couldn't really be Wild Thornberries without Tim Curry. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and we're at 2 hour and 45 minute mark. Go ahead and close out the stream here.
Wow, that flew.
Yeah, like pretty quickly. Anyway, so thank you everyone for joining us today. Thank you, Agent Yokai Zero. Thank you, Glib. Thank you, Shiny, of course, and thank you, Smudboy, for joining me. And thank you, of course, Best Chat. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you all had at least an adequate time. It's an adequate time. And I think on Friday, if anyone would want to join me on Friday's Boring Nonsense, I think we can go ahead and talk about like the golden age of television.
My Life as a Teenage Robot or a Master. Very good show. That show was very good.
I like that one too. Papa Girl, Dexter's Laboratory.
I'll set an alarm so I wake up early enough since I'm on the West Coast. I think I'm going to do a late night series with the Best Chat eventually because I'm on the West Coast, so I can do stuff very late. But
all right,
thanks for having me on as well. Yeah,
sounds good. Sounds good. All right, everyone. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you all next time.